Niggas is
You
wild.
ain't see they had them niggas quarantined on a boat? They let them niggas off the boat.
Making missiles day in, day out. That's the only job you can get right now in Iran.
What's he having though?
This niggas
I got my shit muted.
Hey, yo, let's all sign up to work for a defense contractor. Fuck this.
Talking shit. You gotta crash out, but you can't rage quit. You can't leave it drawn. You gotta just talk your shit.
That's like this shit. I kid you not.
Your shit, cause like I said, it's a small community, nigga.
Why, you afraid they gonna throw you off a cliff, pussy?
Yeah. I ain't trying to get signed out.
Nah, gang. Let you step off the beaten path of skunk works, nigga. We gonna handle you. Every scientist that went, I don't know if it's them or China, I'm not gonna lie. But whoever it is, they put belt to ass. What they on, like a 30 count now? And this is one of them small knowledges, right? That we can wholeheartedly say that we're watching an intelligence agency actively call newspapers, actively call news networks and tell them to not televise the fact that these scientists are getting caught. I think we can make it. It's cool enough to make that call, right, Times? Like, this media is being suppressed heavily. Yeah, like, it's a lot of the times where they try to suppress media, like January 6th, and then it didn't fly, like, right after niggas made it a whole big thing, like it was too hot to keep below. No, they're suppressing this. Just like they suppressed the fact that that pilot rescue mission in Iran was actually a mission to go and get uranium samples from the tanks. After they bombed it, and go to the middle and see where they bombed it and see how much damage they did from the inside, because nobody got a picture from the inside.
This nigga funny, bro.
Did they find
You never saw this nigga?
the other nigga, or did he die, bro?
I gotta find this one.
No,
The one video this nigga's known for.
Word on the street is that he's in Turkey getting medical attention, but he's somewhere where he can't be touched. He's paralyzed. They blew his legs off. The new Ayatollah, the third nigga, they blew his legs off. They said he been more battle-minded than ever, but he fucked up. But they say it's the best he ever performed their war strategy. They don't need 70-year-old niggas trying to ride with the best. They need a nigga who knows how to
Niggas reactions.
Bail out the truck. They not gonna see my fucking ass.
They wearing shit off. They wearing shit off. Second of all, they wearing shit off. Like, it's no tanker. So look, they got frontal scans. You can let your ass off, right?
They got people hiding in the library.
Ain't no I forget what they call it, but it's a Iran point.
They call Big Ten.
You said that.
Get out there and find that
It's only funny because the comments entertain this nigga.
It's taking payments.
Big Jerry. Yo.
And what was they doing to them tankers?
Niggas is wild.
Hilarious.
Niggas is wild. Niggas just unhinged.
I really hate that bitch. So that one bitch, I hate
her.
her.
Finesse you. You're like, I'm PayPal.
I ain't gonna pay that. I ain't
pay
gonna pay
PayPal. America, like, you didn't pay PayPal, bitch.
She's like,
blow you up.
I thought you always speak English.
Yeah, no speaking English is stupid. You saw the meme? No speaking English is stupid nigga. I came in here, I didn't even say nothing, I ain't do nothing, niggas just started blasting the God, like, damn, I can't say nothing.
I Dominican, Bobby, I know black.
Yeah, I know black, Bobby.
My internet footprint is just cooked. There's no hiding this.
Nigga snitching on himself. You got an internet footprint.
Dimes, let's go join the special forces, nigga.
Bro, what does that consist of again?
Special forces, all types of niggas. Go lay down. All types of niggas. What you want to do? Because you could do everything in the special forces.
What you mean, like, is it like a branch of the military? Like, what is the special, what you mean?
Well, branching job. Like, what do you want to do? Like, I know I would be an 18 Alpha. I'd be an armorer. I'd be making y'all all types of freaky dumb shit for y'all to go blow niggas up. All types of freaky dumb explosives.
Yapping again. You say one thing, niggas blast you.
Because that's how half of the improvements that we have got here. But like, if you were to
like, what do you do? Do you fight? Like,
what do you mean? You shoot niggas square in the mouth.
Never been in a gunfight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nigga, what you mean, America? Nigga, you get paid. First of all, you get paid not enough and way too much at the same time to be asking them type of questions. Okay, why would America blow niggas? Because they went against the grain.
So they're like the infantry niggas? Like, what, that's what special forces is?
You can be infantry, you can fly aerial, you can do, that's why I asked you, what would you want your job to be? Name anything in the military. Special Forces has it.
I ain't gonna lie, the tanks, gang.
Tanks? We don't need Special Forces tanks. Humans can blow up tanks. It's only people jobs. Peoples and planes. That's pretty much it.
What is plane? Like, I gotta fly a plane, like fucking.
Who's calling?
Like, them niggas that got shot down.
Yes. Yes. Look up the 100.
Long it takes. We already have this lyric about waiting 7 years, and now we're talking about not caring how long it takes. Watch the sunrise along the coast as we're both getting old. Can't describe what I'm feeling. All I know is we're going home, so please don't let me go. And if it's right, I don't care how long it takes. As long as I'm with you, I've got a smile on my face. Save your tears, it'll be okay.
Yeah, he was reading the lyrics because fucking copyright shit.
I was like, that shit sounds smooth.
Yeah, it's the that David nigga.
Watch the sunrise as we're getting old. I mean, come on, man. Like, just one more time before we float off into the wind. And all the time we spent waiting for the light to take us in have been the greatest moments of my life. Now, after this, we get to the song that is probably the most infamous at the moment when it comes to this guy, David. This is the song Romantic Homicide. Now, a lot of people are basically saying that this is the Y&W Melly Murder on My Mind murder of this case. You can see people here in the comments saying this is Murder on My Mind all over again. Rest in peace, Celeste. They're definitely 100% going to use this stuff in court. Crazy to think this is now a confession. Him saying, I'm sick of waiting for someone that won't even arrive. That line hit me so damn hard. It hits different now. It hit different now. So the lyrics of Romantic Homicide, right? And apparently this song was originally titled
That song alone is
Romantic
gonna
Murder.
get 25 years.
It was eventually changed to Romantic Homicide. Doesn't really change.
Have you seen Jay offer to pick up his case for free?
Yeah, I saw that.
This is so dark.
I saw it on Jitty on
I don't know
Onston.
why, but I think it's like we used to hearing rappers talking about, you know, the ops that they killed and the bodies they got, and this.
They got so much hate.
I think people see it as almost virtuous. It's like, well, you're going to battle in the gang war, you're killing people to defend yourself, to defend your gang, to defend your neighborhood and your family, essentially, or to avenge your fallen brothers. There's definitely not anything honorable about whatever this is. And I think this is just extra dark. You never hear rappers bragging about or dropping hints about innocent people that they killed, catching an innocent body, hitting a child with a stray bullet. You don't hear that. And I think with this stuff, it's kind of like, because the crime behind it is so heinous, it's so much more. It's so much more unspeakable than the gang violence that we used to hearing in rap songs. It just hits so close to home. And naming the song "Romantic Homicide" after what we found out now is just absolutely dark. And you notice these white roses covered in blood. This is a big motif for David. A lot of his music videos will reference white roses. Now, probably going to take a genius to
that's straight
understand what the white rose represents. A white wedding dress, you know, the white, the clean, the untouched, unbothered. Yeah, very messed up. Alright. And so in the lyrics, talking about "I'm scared, it feels like you don't care, enlighten me, my dear, why am I still here? I don't mean to be complacent with the decisions you made, but why? In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear. I'm sick of waiting patiently. I'm sick of waiting patiently for someone that won't even arrive." Now, David allegedly explained the meanings behind these lyrics in an episode of Genius Verified, and it's kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it in a way that builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind she died. Not a single tear. Now, I've seen people online take different meanings and interpretations from that one part of the song, where it's like they're past selves that are dying, they're not even caring about it because they've evolved and become better people who killed addictions or other stuff, so it's very powerful in that way too. Now with what we know, it just hits completely different. But he's saying you died, I didn't even cry. Sick of waiting patiently for someone that won't even arrive. In the back of my mind, even but it's true. I hate you. Yeah, very messed up. Okay, and so while this is going on, while these songs are coming out, and he's building up this catalogue of very dark, twisted lyrics, it later surfaced that on August 26, 2022, Discord messages between Celeste and David allegedly revealed that she was basically complaining to him that her parents weren't letting her go to a show. She said, "My parents are so effing annoying. They won't let me go and see you."
You could play, nigga, if you want.
He basically replies to him, "Don't worry, I'll fix it."
Fucking, I got sacred classes.
I wonder what he means
Or
by
if you want
"I'll
to play
fix
something
it."
else, you
People say,
can.
yeah, does that make me think that he
Yeah,
paid them off in
I got
exchange for
mad.
her or something like that? Basically human trafficking. People saying he had these screenshots and decided to keep them. People saying it's Discord with it.
Altered Beach, follow me with that shit.
We see other stuff. People saying it's less than it. So she was with her parents 2022 through 2023, decided to run away with him for real in 2024, was found dead in late 2025. So, as I told you before, okay,
Rise from your grave.
This begins to be a very strange pattern of markets, because it seems like ends up happening as he ends up doing little things with love things. These are little things. So this is the music video for Romantic Homicide, and he decided to unveil this to the world. September 7th, 2022. It's Celeste's 12th birthday. Just turned 20. Playing Timber, he happens to go to the shows now just a couple of days ago. That Reddit post, I should say, my parents went to go to the show now, which is 12, we go to the show with this program. So you'll see how this music video
Power up.
to 2 million views. Okay.
Power up.
What the fuck?
looks a little bit like a girl. Never noticed this one. It's very calm. He needs to see it. I'm sure that he gets wrong. It seems that this
Welcome to your doom.
lyrics appear to reference the things that are going on between them, allegedly, seemingly. But this not the same actress, but there's several actresses that appear. How can I say this? They bear a striking resemblance to the girl. And again, in the comments, they're saying that it's not a video. They just
Chill. This shit low-key got me tight.
I can't believe I've been vibing this whole time to this role murder fusion. Right? Very twisted. So
Live from your
grave.
grave.
Very bizarre. Very spooky. Right? A lot of people basically say maybe the song.
It's so bad.
Power up.
Essentially, it's not saying that there's anything and after this we see so this is apparently a comment on Discord with David asking on the 23rd of October 2022 is Lester dead? Chip-wise by David Hart. So after this he drops another music video Here With Me on November 2022 and this video yet again features another actress that looks
Yeah, I changed this shit.
and it's a love story. He's running along the beach, getting close, getting skin to skin with this girl. And honestly, it is actually scary how similar she looks. She obviously looks older. She looks of age. But the fact that this is the person who was chosen to be in the music video is bonkers. It's bonkers. Honestly, like, what am I even seeing? Right? And you don't sleep on these lyrics. I don't care how long it takes. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? Like this scene. They're studying together, they're having good times together, they're walking along the beach together, truly in love. Right? And the connotation in this video is that they're growing older together now. It's an older woman, right? This is her to begin with. I mean,
What's the ambulance?
I mean, look at the resemblance.
That's a real game.
Twisted.
I thought we was able to get the fucking mangoes from the tree. Then almost dying. Oh shit. Yo, Steven was so goated at finding these shits, bro. The hidden spots.
I know a couple of them shit.
Yo.
First down. Don't jump, don't jump. First down. First down.
Purity, loyalty, romance. He held to it the thoughts of the repercussions of taking a flower. A minor, knowing damn well it would never end well for him. Justice is blind. By wearing the blindfold, killing of this poor child is his way of absolving his crime. This video explains all of the symbolism of his videos. This is the ultimate confession of them all. Every time he's in a blindfold with blood and a t-shirt in any video, it's weird.
Jump in my new EV with me. I found it on cars.com.
Everybody said he knew one day we were going to come back to this, right? You see, when a human being is drained of all of its blood, it becomes pale. That's just this guy's always like, he's just like a middle class, universal fathers, very loyalty, but that's not the reason I took a liking to it. You see, when a human being is drained of all of its blood, it becomes pale and lifeless, just like the rose. Visually appealing, only good to observe and admire. But the moment you go and pick it up, you get stabbed. This guy's terrible. This guy's terrible.
Go fire! Go fire! Go fire! Go fire! Go fire!
This guy's status harmed me.
He knew business didn't get it. And he did. They got a knife.
Once again, look, there's evidence. Listen to this. Look what's going on in this video.
Like to sit down, man.
This how it was. You had a quarter, you kept going.
God damn. What the fuck? Like ducking, bitch. Got me from Jackie Chan now, bro. Yeah, this was it. Beat up the black kid, huh? Nigga like Master Prestige. Leave me alone. That's crazy. Oh shit, you can rewind it?
Yeah.
In a way, I'm trying to stay. All this running away theme, don't sleep on that. And all these little things motifs on right away. What I'm trying to say.
Nigga look like Ryu.
Okay, I see K or some shit.
Different options and different paths. I hope you're happy. I hope it lasts. Let's hope we can leave everything in the past. And times are changing. Times, dates, ages are changing.
That's funny.
And you're wasting while you're here.
Shit is
You're never
different.
near me. You act like you fear me. And now it's clear.
Yeah, virtually
I dream about you.
you
So
know? Yeah, exactly.
To me, it almost seems like he could even be describing a situation where it's like,
What's this like? 2001?
you know, she's running away from home to be with him, and then she's
Nah, like probably like 80s maybe.
where she's supposed to be.
Because the system is shit.
12-year-old,
Yeah.
right? Maybe like 13 at the time, push. Okay, so in the midst of this, all right, to promote this project, he does an interview with our boy, all right, Mr. Glazer himself, all right, Mr. Softball interview, Zane Lowe, all right, as Drake said, all right, Drake aired him out. But in this, okay, he said the whole EP is inspired by being in a delusional relationship.
Okay, so Nathan and I just graduated college. I studied economics, he studied engineering. I personally don't really know anything about engineering. I know nothing about economics. Right. It would be fun if we give each other a problem to solve. Are you doing anything? I mean, we're asking, calculate the amount of torque. I'm gonna go to the formula. So I really don't know where to start. So I'm just going to start out with the formula. So we can solve it, but I honestly don't think I can do it. I feel like this is like traumatic. I'm on this app called God, but it shows me step by step and explains how to get the answer. Let me write this down. Good morning, I'm done. I did it. Yeah, right. What's the answer? Yeah. What did you get? I don't remember. Oh, let's see what the audience thinks. I'm smarter than you. I just worked all day. I'm tired. Oh well.
He just kind of gives a little bit of backstory about what this EP is all about. And to be honest, it didn't come across as super telling, but I did think it was just an interesting tidbit.
I like the whole premise of the project's like a delusional relationship. Like you are delusional throughout the whole thing, and there's like elements of don't forget about me, like this and that, dreams. Is this real? That's what they.
It's almost vicarious. I mean, when you listen to the song, it's almost a bit, and I mean this is a compliment. This is a glaze low. Blaine's low. It's like, yeah, man, that really speaks to me the way that you do it. No, man, what? Delusional relationship? What kind of delusion? Delusion that you might be getting the DP if you get caught having this relationship.
Like the whole concept project's like a delusional.
It's not a relationship. So from here, he continues dropping music videos that feature Celeste lookalikes. This next track dropped on August the 17th, and it's called Notes from a Ritz. Right, once again, there she is. There she is. Right? Suspect. Very suspect. What are you doing? Looks damn near. Right. It's twisted. The whole thing is actually twisted. Right? It's twisted. Too suspicious. Too suspicious. Looks just like her. Looks just like her. It's very serious. Describes everything from the time you listen on a birthday, little by little. It's crazy. All the main girls in the music videos resemble her so much. And the lyrics of Notes for a Rest, once again, are all about not wanting to break it off with somebody running away from home. The running away from home keeps coming. This is going to be a repetitive video because it's the same thing. It's consistent. I didn't want to have to break it off, but you've got my back up against the wall. I can take it back, but it's not my fault. And all I know is I'm going to make it worse and I'll burn it down. I'll burn it all. Never want to have to take the loss. I only wanted you to take my soul. But you left it with me in the name of love. Run away from home again. He's telling. This is a direct message. Run away from home again. Carving these notes with bloody arms, alone with my soul impaled. Run away from your loving arms. Why am I so afraid? I don't care. I'm not coming home. Why am I crying if this is what I wanted all along? They don't wanna. They don't wanna. They take advantage of the lonely ones. Somebody might get taken advantage of it. Maybe it's not one. It's so, I'm like Trump jokes. It's so twisted. It's exhausting, man. It's so sad. Against the world. Now the whole world is just against me. For sure, right now, the whole world against David guy. Right, you don't want to have to lose it all, but I would rather lose it anyway. I swear, I knew I'd lose it anyway. You see a picture of the Band-Aid, but every hurting piece, I don't think I can take it all. I really wish I could take it all. It's so cold. Run away from home again. What are you talking about? I don't even know where I'm going, but my actions don't matter in the present. I don't care about the past. I'm going that fast. I don't know the answers to your questions, so please stop asking me. Please stop asking me. Why am I so afraid of you? Your stare makes me uncomfortable. I can see myself in your eyes. Okay. Now, a little while after this, okay. Now we're still okay. September the 7th, 2023, alright, allegedly Celeste's 13th birthday, a song called Birthday Suicide is posted to Discord, okay? And what's wild is that when this song later circulated on sites like Genius, I don't know if this is official or if this is just old, this is just somebody just put this there, but the cover art is a picture of him with Celeste, allegedly. Looks like her, with her face covered by a handbag. But essentially, that's her. That's them, alright? And the lyrics of Birthday Suicide, it read like a goodbye letter to his family. And as I said before, it's almost like he knew he was running from something, there were consequences coming, he would be going out sad, maybe lose his life because of the things he might have done, allegedly, potentially. And it says, "Dear Mom, it's my birthday, happy birthday to me." Now bear in mind, this song was teased or linked onto Discord on her birthday. So arguably you could say that he you could be singing from the perspective of Celeste. I mean, the song dropped, was first circulated on her birthday. So saying, "Dear Mom, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Dear Dad, it's been the worst day, and in the worst way, I'm still alive." I read these lyrics earlier, but it's like now I'm actually taking it in, pause, and it's like, chilling. This is chilling. It's more twisted than any gangster thing I've covered. He's singing in the perspective of the girl on her birthday. The song is being posted on Discord on her actual birthday. "Dear Mom, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Dear Dad, it's been the worst way, and the worst way, I'm still alive. I don't want to be here. The candles don't even fit on the cake. I don't want my birthday. No, not today. Blessings on blessings, curse after curse, and every passing second, for better or worse, I don't see the better anyways. I just choose to believe I'm not okay. Dear Mum, I still love you and I thank you for life again. Dear Dad, I still cherish the times we had. Didn't see eye to eye. But that's alright. Goodbye." I can't imagine what her parents are going through here and all of this stuff. Going back and listening to this guy's music, listening to the music at the time when you know your daughter's dating this guy, is just twisted. And so, the very same day, on Celeste's birthday, he released another music video. It's called Rehab. Anime video. Okay? September the 7th, 2023. Right? September the 7th, 2020, Rouse Part 3. It's despicable, right? People in the comments saying it's sick how he basically became obsessed and dehumanized her in order to turn her into his muse and write an entire act through multiple songs that would culminate in her death. Little girls deserve better than this. She thinks she's too good for me. I mean, she wasn't even 15 yet, dude. This is sick. Every single song, even his tour, it's almost as if his whole career has been built around his obsession with murdering this poor girl. Now, this is a whole music video. It's an anime music video. It's got all these anime samurai kind of sequences. Look at this. You've got this girl that's charging him up. Kind of. Look, it's an anime. Everyone looks young in an anime, but like she blind kisses at him. It's having some wild effects for an anime. Look how twisted this is, right? Now he's got his white shirt on. He's covered in blood. He's kneeling down beside this girl. I'm not going to say woman, right? Strolling off into the sunset with her. Now we're back to the bloody thorns, blood on the ground. I'm not even going to say it, but the blood, just think what that symbolizes. That's fucked up. Right? And look, all sorts going on here. What the fuck? Right? This is an anime music video. He's chasing around this girl. And now... Sure, we would. Don't ask me that again, bro. I run this multiple city, right? In this situation, this is serious and this is twisted. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Her arms have been cut off in the video. And it's disappeared. Now swords are flying through the sky and she's getting impaled with a sword. This, for the record, this was released before the incident happened. This isn't a recreation of the incident. This is a twisted fantasy of a guy that was clearly capable of doing, allegedly, seemingly capable of doing something. Right? Because now what we see is just wild, right? They have a sword fight. He ends up getting chopped up, right? And then in the end, he wanders off into the sunset, holding. Yeah. So look, I couldn't actually see this part of the video, but people on Reddit were basically reposting this and saying there's a moment in that anime video where that's the sword flying in. I think people thought that it looked like it was a buzzsaw being used on her, but people are posting clips from this video just being like, what the hell? And so the explanation is, so in the video he finds the violent part of himself, maybe how he is while he's on drugs, but is unable to stop the violent one from dismembering and killing his girlfriend. I really hope this dismembering is found to have happened post-mortem. With all of the violence in his videos and lyrics, it seems like he's been fantasizing about killing her for a long time. Yeah. So twisted. And so there's all these clips and comments going around where he apparently used to be addicted to watching gore videos. And we haven't even got to the lyrics yet, alright? So we've got the music video where girls are getting hacked to bits, right? And then this actual song, Rehab, that dropped, okay? It's got a bunch of lyrics where he basically sings about having to get a girl out of here and saying that he's trying to stay away from her, and even saying she can't run or hide from him, and it's got a bunch of allusions to violence and basically says that they have to be apart for obvious reasons, right? So he moves to that. I feel like getting in trouble again, kickstart repertoire with a shovel again. On a different level, she fell in love with the devil again. I've got to get her out of here. I don't feel this way anymore. The girl that I used to know, I'd rather take it slow. She thinks she's too good for me now. No room in class for a clown. It's too much for me to handle. White rose petals, broken hearts and bloody sandals. Bodies stacked on top of each other. Good undercover. Too bad for each other.
Hi, excuse me, miss. Hello. What if I told you I could get you some money right now?
Good undercover. I've been hearing gunshots inside my clouded thoughts. Do I love you a lot? Never mind, it don't matter what we've done tonight. You can't run or hide from me now. Stay upset, trying to keep you from self-destructing. Just hold on to something. Because we've got to get apart for now. Because it's obvious. Now that line is kind of like, we've got to get apart now because it's obvious. What's obvious? Is it obvious what you're doing is wrong? Is it obvious that this is a relationship? This isn't a fandom, Discord friendship? It's obvious. Is it obvious that when you two are together, we can see you're a grown adult and that's child? What's obvious? Why have you got to get apart for now? It's wild, right? We got to get apart for now because it's obvious you don't feel the same as you did the other day. Where did we go wrong? I see it now. I see it now. Do you envy me and my energy? I see it now. I see it now. Don't follow me. In all honesty, I don't even know you that well. I will not chase you on your way to hell. Okay? So this was a song that actually was part of his Lost Petals EP. So a bunch of other songs that we've touched on already were actually on there. And it also had the song on there called Hollow Prayers, right? And in this song, he essentially prays for forgiveness from God. He doesn't say what he did, but he's begging the Lord for forgiveness. And it's just another eyebrow raiser, to be honest. Lost again, trying to find myself, searching through both heaven and hell. Can't let go, I'm losing myself. Can't call out for help. Can you take me and replace me with someone else? No, I don't hate myself, I just want to be better. God, do you have a second to talk? Because I need to get something off my chest and something off my shoulders. I can't even walk no more. And my eyes are sore from all the tears I cried. Please don't let me die. Yeah. Twisted. Right, so as we get into December of 2023, right, David's having a massive, successful run in his career as an R&B singer, weirdo, right? Not working with him at all at this point, okay? Allegedly, they were spending a lot of time together around this point, right? So now, pictures have resurfaced, right? I don't even know if I want to show this on here, man. Alright, I'm not going to show you everything here, because I probably can't, but, like, there's a few images going around that basically suggest that during this time, this is when he was getting close to this Celeste girl, right? Chillin 13, Celeste and David don't let me sleep, they're doing FaceTime with somebody. For some reason, they're FaceTiming, they're together all the time, there's pictures of them together. And so there's two sets of messages that have leaked, right? So I don't know exactly who this is, but essentially... Oh my gosh. Essentially, someone's checking up on them. I don't want to talk to anyone, that's it. Yes, of course, but you have to swear you're going to stay safe. Are you still going to talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get in any more trouble with him. She replies, I'm safe. No, I'm not. Okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Love you too. I won't. On the next page, there is a conversation. I can't even show it to you. Honestly, I can't even show it to you. But I'll just give you the gist. It's basically a back and forth. I can't even read. It's basically a back and forth seemingly between the girl who passed away and somebody else. Basically talking about something that happened that might cause blood to come appear. And it says they only did something with David. Yeah. I can't even read. I can't even reveal to you what I'm seeing right now. But essentially, they're saying it seems like she's basically admitting that David was the first person that she did stuff with, and that there was another person called, I guess, Gus, and saying that David was mad that there was a situation with another person called Gus. This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. I ain't even seen this one before. This is actually messed up. So apparently during this period, when they were apparently spending a lot of time together, David records a song called Celeste. Recorded in late December 2023, Celeste is an unreleased song allegedly about a former partner of David's. Over a sad piano melody, David expresses his love for the subject, ending with a guitar solo. And then we later found out who Celeste is, right? So look at these lyrics. Baby, I love you, so this is what it's like to not need weed to get me high. I love it when you hold me when you cry, just because, be my Valentine. I'm going to talk about Valentines in a minute, alright? I want to make Cupid suicidal. These are the kind of thoughts that cross my mind just because I love you so much. Darling, I would love to ease your mind, but you only open up when you get high. If I had the money, I would buy us time just to get by, just to stay high. If I had the money, I would buy us time. I would buy us time. What does that mean in the context of somebody's age and time passing? Is twisted. Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh, Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed. But you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed, but I digress. Because I love you so much.
There's an app called Bigo Live, and believe it or not, pretty girls message you first. You never know when you'll meet someone you like, and you don't want to miss that chance. What are you waiting for? Download Bigo Live and create your profile now.
Yeah, twisted, right? So, after this, on January the 11th, 2024, okay, again, I'm hesitant to even show this, alright? I think I can show this. I'm seeing this everywhere else, okay? He basically makes a return to Twitch. He's back on Twitch. He's doing a live stream. He hasn't done live streaming for ages or whatever. He's back on doing a Twitch. And hey, why not? Why not? If we're going to reach these kids, alright, on Twitch, why not get a youngster on screen? Why not put Celeste on screen? It makes absolutely wild, right? Why not put Celeste on screen, right? And she makes a joke about him. You see the grape emoji there? That's all I'll say, right? And as soon as she says it, he tells all the mods, right, delete the stream, delete the VOD, cut that off, don't let anyone get this clip. Unfortunately, Reddit got the work. So I can hear a song in the background of this, so I'm gonna try and find another version of this. Hang on. So look, I kind of don't want to play you this clip, partly because I think it's got a song in the background. I'm just playing this without the sound, but you get the gist. I'm not gonna get too into it. But he says, "Oh, say something controversial," and she basically says, "Oh, it's controversial of you to kids," and laughs, and then he mutes the microphone and says something to her off screen. And then basically he comes back and it's like, yo, delete everything, like delete the VODs, like cut everything, delete everything. Need that gone, like need that gone. Can't be letting people know about this. and that's what it is. That's crazy. I don't know why you would get your... I mean, it just makes no sense. People saying, what the hell? His Discord knew that he had a minor GF, saw this clip, and still did nothing. People saying his Discord was full of young girls, apparently. People saying, how long before the murder was this? I don't understand why people will kill to avoid being exposed for crimes that carry smaller sentences in comparison to murder. People saying, how can this footage exist and her be missing for so long and not a single person from the stream? All his entourage reported this. Everyone is complicit. Okay? So after this, he drops another song titled Leave Her. Something, you know what I'm saying? Bro, this guy's just out of control at this point, okay? And in this song, he's talking about you want what you can't have, okay? But it's my fault, I bought it for you. You know I don't focus on the past, but when you call, I start to lose it. Is it okay for me to leave it all behind? Even the name of someone I knew, I can't stop falling for her. I can't keep calling on her. Did what she wanted to me, but I still leave her. So, another song about falling for a woman, I mean, it's called Leave Her, right? It's pretty crazy. So, unfortunately, this is basically leading up to that song released less than a week before, for the first time, Celeste is actually reported missing. She's reported missing for the first time on the 14th of February, 2024. And a lot of people believe that she'd actually run away to be with him on Valentine's Day. The timing is very suspicious. So if you have any info or see her, please. Her family are very worried. Dark stuff. Twisted, right? And so it's a few weeks after this, image surfaces of him seemingly with Celeste. This is while she's, soon after her being declared a missing person on Valentine's Day. And she's got a purse covering her face. Don't know if that was a Valentine's Day gift. Don't know if that was just a regular gift. Covering up her face, likely for a reason. So by March 2024, it's circulating on the Discord. People are saying, David has a girlfriend. Pretty sure he's dating right now. People are saying, what? Yeah, her name is Celeste. And this is Kylie. This is another girl, all right? She's trying to find out what's going on with David. Or, other people trying to find out what's going on with David, and she said, yeah, her name's Celeste, they're really dating, they're an item, they're together. So after that starts circulating, he drops his next song, My House Is Not a Home, on March the 8th, 2024. And according to Discord messages that circulated, this song is about her, right? So this is a Discord message that circulated since all this come out, saying Celeste is the girl he showed on his stream. Yawu is the girl who spoiled him. So I assume My House Is Not My Home is probably about Celeste. And so that song, My House Is Not Home, allegedly all about her, right? Hello, I'm at your door again. I just needed a friend, but now I share a bed with you. Am I dumb to succumb to the noise? I'm not a little boy no more. I've made my stupid choices too. Tell my mother I'm sorry. Tell my father the same. Tell my sister that her brother might as well have gone insane. Is there space for me in Houston because it's spacious in LA? But the grass is always greener and the world can scream my name. But you never really cared about the way everything turned out. You didn't want to fall in love, you're looking out for yourself now. It's starting to piss me off. I thought I had you figured out. Never thought you'd call my bluff. Guess who belongs to someone else now? Sorry if I overshared. Life isn't fair. I'm more and more aware of it now. You get drunk then start to curse me out. I told you to watch your mouth. This is exactly what my mother would warn me about. But baby, you can call me when it's over. I talked to your therapist, he said you're getting sober. But there's only so many heads that can rest on this soul's shoulder, but I think yours was for the best for me to cry over. At the end he says, this house we called our home has fallen to pieces on its own. I know that you're better off alone. Babe, I could fix you, but I won't. So people believe that that's the song about her. And in the song, it's unclear whether he's making apologizes to his own family for making bad decisions, or again, if he's rapping or singing in her persona as her, basically apologizing to her family, saying, tell my mother I'm sorry, tell my father I'm sorry, I'm not a little boy no more. Maybe really that's a cover, it's I'm not a little girl no more. Is there space for me in Houston? Because it's spacious in LA. If he's talking from her persona, he's basically her saying, you got space in your crib. I'm about to leave my family behind, come stay at your crib in Houston or LA. So just 10 days after that song, allegedly about her, drops, she goes missing again, alright? So a missing poster goes around saying Celeste Rivas was last seen on March the 18th, 2024 in Lake Ellesmere. If you have any info or see her, please call the police station or 911. Her family is very worried. Okay? After this, David drops his next song called Feel It. And in the track, he has more lyrics about not being able to let a girl go, and he basically says he's willing to break down the door to get to her, right? One life away, we can't explore. What do you have in store? I don't want to get in the way no more, because this is the type of feeling you can't ignore. I'm ready to break down the door and settle the score. I can't let you get away. I miss the smile on your face. You know that I love the chase. Told me once I was crazy, but baby girl, I know, but I can't let you get away. So don't you get me started now. I want a yes. I don't want maybes. Say leave me where you found me, so don't leave. Yeah, this is. So he's talking about the type of girl that. What do you have in store? You're the type of girl that would make me drop dead on the floor. This is the only girl I love and adore. This is the type of love you can't ignore. Probably should have ignored it. I said, hey, she's coming my way. She's running around saying whatever she want to say. We saw her wild saying whatever she wanted to say on that live stream. I told her I don't want to do this every day. Told her I love her, but she's thinking it's a game. Now she's uncomfortable. Never want to make her feel one-dimensional. Don't know how we got here. Don't get me started now. So soon after that song, right, Celeste is reported missing again. This time, April the 5th, 2024, she's reported missing. It says she was last seen wearing grey pants and a black sweater, a hat, and Hello Kitty sandals. Riverside Sheriff's Office, okay? She's officially gone missing once again. And later on, when she was found, the medical examiner actually reported her weight at 70 pounds and said that she was extremely malnourished. So one of the biggest mysteries about this case is essentially the whole debate as to how long she was deceased before we actually ended up, you know, getting the news that she was found in this car. How far on the timeline? What was going on in David's life when this person actually lost their life? How long had they been in that car? It's very, very concerning. It's very scary, right? So this is going around as saying concerning detail from the medical examiner's report in the missing persons poster from the 5th of April 2024, Celeste was described as 5'3" and 120 pounds. However, in the medical examiner's report, she was listed as 5'2" and 71 pounds. That's a BMI drop from 21.3 to 12.6 if we assume her height remained the same. That kind of drastic weight change, whether intentional or unintentional or through full starvation, would have serious health consequences. Curious if anyone else noticed this. People are saying that because of the way that the remains were found, they're estimating it's highly not likely to be the actual weight. People are saying decomposition could have made the weight lesser. So yeah, I don't know about all of that. But another wild thing that circulated after this is that allegedly around the time that she went missing, people said that they saw David. Okay, they saw David. This is a location that was allegedly a 6-minute walk away from where Celeste lives and went missing. It said the supposed pic of R&B singer David paying off minors in the area to keep quiet about him dealing with a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who was discovered in his Tesla after being missing for 2 years. And this was the pic Rose showed me. I'm not capping, and that's apparently David paying off local people to stay out of the way and not talk about the situation, right? And it's very creepy, as everyone says. It's very creepy, okay? And a little while after this is when those leaked messages, which I didn't want to show you earlier on, that appeared to infer that some relations had happened between David and Celeste. I'm not going to show you that, but you can do your own research, okay? Now, a little while after this, Celeste is actually spotted with David's brother, okay? And people are saying she dyed her hair in this video. She was spotted looking like she was going back to the page. People saying, can anyone tell me if the girl in pink pants is Celeste? People there saying that's her. Definitely is looking like her. Definitely is looking like her. So at this point, it's looking like she's run away from home. She's running around backstage, following him around. People saying that's most likely her. Same hair and eyes, very distinguishable eyes, and those Hello Kitty Crocs. Did she have the Hello Kitty Crocs on? Oh my lord, the Hello Kitty Crocs on. No, not the Hello Kitty. Is that the Hello Kitties? Hello Kitty sandals. Exactly the same outfit from the missing poster. That is dark. That is dark. So a little while after that surfaces, on July the 11th, David drops another song called There Goes My Baby, right? There Goes My Baby, Out of My Reach, and it has this very eerie visualizer of a girl hanging from a swing, right? She's hanging from a swing, but she's hanging, which I think is a little bit dark, a little bit strange, right? She's hanging from a swing, hanging from some rope on a seat, and she's around a burning city. Okay, and essentially this song had some also very concerning lyrics to it too. So this track, There Goes My Baby, on Genius, it has an annotation at the bottom where David allegedly explained what the meanings of the song actually was himself, alright? This says at 11:30 a.m. on the day of the release, an automated message from David's newsletter would explain, "Yo, I'm so excited to share that There Goes My Baby is out now. This is a song that I wrote about letting go of someone you love and letting them become their own person, understanding that you may have been the problem, heartbreak without heartbreak. I hope that you enjoy it and that I will see you soon. More music on the way, I promise." The song had dark lyrics. Now look, I don't know, to me, I'm no music critic, I'm no Anthony Fantano, but to me it almost feels like he's almost singing from the perspective of her parents, because she's run away from home at this point, saying, "There goes my baby, out my reach, why won't you take me, it's so hard to breathe." I don't know, but when it says, "There goes my baby, out of my reach," that just makes me think of the parents and what they're going through with their missing daughter. So it's so hard to breathe, how could you fall short? You were taller than me. There goes my baby, why did you leave? Real? Is your love real? Darling, I've lost my mind. Still, I've got to feel something so hard to find. Are you sure that you want more? If it's from him, why did you waste all my time? You were bored. I was alone. Feels like somebody's taking my life. Now, two things that I think are really suspect in that, where it says, "Why did you waste all my time?" I mean, if you were trying to wait till 7 years had passed, you might see that as wasted time. Saying you were bored, I was alone, and it feels like somebody's taking my life. Now, I don't know if he's referring to, like we said, somebody's taking my life, she's wasting his time, he's waiting for her to be whatever age, and she's basically taking away his time, wasting his time. Or is it saying that somebody's taking my life? She's not taking up his life, but it's like he knows that his life is ruined. He knows that he could be facing life. He knows that his life of freedom could be in jeopardy if he gets caught doing this. So apparently, alright, as after a little bit of time passes by, about a month after that song, somebody comments, okay, in the Discord. David himself asks everyone, he says, "I'm in a song crisis right now." He's not sure what song to drop. Maybe he's not got music to drop. Maybe he's procrastinating, or maybe he's just struggling to choose between what songs to release. And somebody replies, "Drop the one with the missing girl, Celestis Rivas Hernandez." Very, very odd. So there has been reports that people in the Discord around this time were actually trying to expose David as being a PDF document. Okay, people saying, "I want to tell everyone about how David is a PDF. Did you all know that David likes kids?" People are in there trying to expose him, alright? People saying, "You aren't giving any proof, that's all I'm going to think." People saying, "This is the girl last seen in Los Angeles, Hollywood Hills area. She is 13 years old, DM me if you have any info. She came back home in March, then went missing again in April." So people knew about this for quite a long time. This was I don't want to say an open secret, but this information was circulating in the Discord. Now, interestingly, according to TMZ, after this all went down, they realised that David and the victim have matching shush tattoos. And what makes this even more dark, right, is that they found that David had a tattoo of the shush letters on his finger, and the young girl's body found in the Tesla has the very same tattoo on her finger. But what's even more dark is that apparently, okay, This is Rihanna having a similar tattoo, so that doesn't mean she's involved with the homicide, alright? The tattoo is not unique. Rihanna popularized it. Lindsay Lohan and Lily Allen all have the same tattoo, but he had been seen with this tattoo, alright? As for David, we looked at photos back in April through the beginning of August 2024, and he did not have that tattoo. The first photo you see where the tattoo is on David is from September 2024. Do you remember what happened in September? Every September. Celeste's birthday. I don't know. This is just my personal theory. I think I didn't see no music dropping on September 2024. G-Stacker's beta launches March 3rd for a limited window, so click below to sign up at gstacker.com to join the Discord to get in early.
I'm just talking shit. I'm having fun.
I think he might have got that tattoo. I think they might have got matching tattoos for her birthday. That's just my personal opinion. September 2024 is a little bit suspicious. Do what you want with that information, okay? But that's what I'm thinking now. What's even more crazy is that after this, okay, a number of songs begin to leak, alright? Songs begin to leak and circulate online, including this one. I can't play the audio, but it kind of circulated. It's like a skit, and it ended up being on one of his upcoming albums, and it's them having a back and forth. And she's talking on there, and she's basically saying, yeah, we're connected. Before I existed, we've always been connected in a past life and in future lives. Even when I die, we'll be connected. And she basically says, we met, and I'll still love you even after I'm dead. It's twisted. It's super twisted, alright? And he follows that up with another song, alright? Not too long after that, alright? A month after these songs start leaking, he follows up with another song called Where'd It Go Wrong? And Where'd It Go Wrong? He would sing about ending a relationship with someone that he doesn't belong with and lamenting how it all went wrong, with him creepily singing about not wanting to die and saying they will find them in another life. Where did it go wrong with you? I don't belong with you. It's tragedy. I really thought you were meant for me. I guess you're not. I can't believe you. I really want to leave you. How could you lie to me? Every kiss put a cavity between my lips. I really can't believe you. I don't even want to see you. I've got to make my mind up, but I can't be wasting time. He's always talking about time, wasting time, waiting. I might die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Is that him saying, I can't be wasting time. I might die. I might get caught. I might catch the DP. And I'm not talking about discipline. Another life is where they find us. I just hope they just remind us I tried. Where'd it go wrong with you? I don't belong with you. You tell me sorry this, I apologise, but I don't want to change. I see it in your eyes. I never got cut by a band-aid before. You give me bad luck. I can't take it anymore. Baby, don't trip on me. Baby, why can't you see me whenever I'm about to leave? Whenever it gets convenient, because you're going to make my heart stop beating, and I really don't want your love no more. I swear, because I don't need it. I don't mean to be conceited, but I'm the reason you're still breathing. I'll stop picking up your calls because you won't stop screaming. Is it love or lust? I can tell you're feeling. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but baby, just know my feelings gone. It's been a while. You've been on my mind now. It keeps me up at night. I cannot believe this life. I wish I never met you. I even second-guessed you, but I was in too deep. I couldn't leave. I couldn't let you walk away from everything. I thought that you were everything. You told me I was special, girl, but that does not mean anything to me. Black Boy, the song got played in full during a Black Boy and Max on Wall Street. Oh boy. Alright. So, another post is circulating around this, alright? We already mentioned that. Okay, we already mentioned that. But here's that post. Basically, this is around the time after this song comes out. That's when people start realizing and people start saying, I assume my house is my house. Sorry, I assume my house is not my home is about Celeste. Now, a little while later, on February the 6th, 2025, he drops another song called One More Dance. And again, a bunch of creepy visuals. This is seeming to be him, the alter ego of him, disposing of his regular unblindfolded version of him, disposing of a body, dragging a corpse along, right? But what gets even more crazy, who are these two people helping him bury and shovel the body? Well, as you're going to see, another actress, a slightly more gothic, pierced-up version, but still looking suspiciously like the woman in question, right? And we're going to see this girl throughout the video. They're a couple. They're out shopping for shovels. They're going to be disposing of a body. They're like on a Bonnie and Clyde kind of vibe. And that's him in the blood-stained white shirt, and then those two driving around. The girl just looks so suspiciously like Celeste. Look at her holding onto the white rose. It's creepy as hell. So, this song, One More Dance, it drops, alright? It's got even more creepy visuals. Everyone's freaking out about it, okay? Crazy Bro really showed a body going into a trunk. Netflix are going to have a field day with this one. Right? The bloody masked character appears in almost all of his major music videos. Not only that, get this bigger for y'all. Not only that, all the actresses look in some fashion like Celeste. It's like he wasn't even hiding it, but waiting for the day he would be exposed as a murderer and hinting at it in his songs. Literally the embodiment of a crazed artist. It's crazy and heartbreaking looking at his old songs. And the lyrics to this song were dark as well. It won't surprise you. So the heavier the rain, the heavier the snow, the heavier the weight after watching you go. The smile on your face as the music starts to play to empty your brain. Oh, a form of escape. As while they stare at us, it wouldn't make sense for us to stop the music from playing. So he goes on to drop another song in March the 27th, 2025, a little while after this one. These are the lyrics, what are you waiting for? And on this song, he basically says he's willing to wait for a woman and he's got time to waste, but then asking, what is she waiting for? So I see you from across the room. I thought I wouldn't feel a thing. I think it's getting colder now. I want to get close to you. I swear, excuse me, I just had a big drink. I swear we've been here before, but I guess you didn't notice me. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because I've been standing here, or I've been standing here. A lot of lyrics about waiting, time going by. We know what this is about, and I get if you want to wait, because I'll stay in my place. I ain't got nowhere to go. I've got plenty of time to waste. I think I've fallen in love, but that's not enough. If you don't feel the same, I guess I'll leave you alone. But it's time and time again, babe. You're never listening, babe. If there's no promises made, I don't ever want to fall in love. Don't ever want to mess it up. We're running out of luck. Tell me to stay. You're wasting my time. Every day I'm waiting in line, standing in place, because, baby, that's all I know. Why do you wait? Just tell me. Waiting in line every day, apparently. So, the month after this song drops, right, this is really interesting. So, that picture of him and Celeste together, where there's a purse in front of her face, people are saying that that purse appeared in the background of a video that David posted on the 2nd of April, 2025. So at the end of that month, on April the 25th, 2025, David drops his Withered album. And obviously that's once again a reference to these white roses. It's actually so gross. It's actually so gross because obviously we know these white roses represent purity and, you know what I'm saying? They represent something beginning with V, right? And the idea that they're withered, that the flowers are growing old, is fucking gross. Like the implication of what he's doing with this, that now at this point in 2025, these white, you know what I'm saying, these clean, pure flowers, these white roses are now withered, they've grown old, they're aging, they're gross. Do you get what he's doing with this? It's screwed up. So a lot of people believe that a lot of the songs from this project aren't actually about Celeste. Oh, why don't you love me? Oh, heaven or hell will we meet? Torture me, I can't forget. He might have you, but I've got your ghost. We both know that's the real you. I love you the most, but we both know what I have to do. Very dark, very ominous, sort of like foreshadowing kind of lyrics, right? Why can't I hear your heartbeat? Just a dream, don't wake me up. Right? She's so happy when she's with me. Leave me in this dream, don't be nasty. Let's keep this our perfect memory. And there's more songs, there's more lyrics from this project, Withered, that a lot of people think are about this. You Left Me First is another song, all right? And this is all a song where he's basically singing about calling her and she's not answering. I think it's strange when I call you and you don't pick up because you always do. And you say you were busy, but you've never not made time for me. Why do you lie like there's no point in lying when I try and when there's no point in trying? You loved me at my best, I loved you at your worst. How ironic is it when you left me first? So the song ends with like an outro and there's like a woman basically singing or talking, saying how sorry they are. I've been so selfish, I can't stop thinking about what I did, how it's affecting like everything. I wanted to say I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The song Afterlife also had some chilling lyrics where he basically said that he would love someone in the afterlife. Yeah, my mother told me he would lie. What doesn't kill you waits for later. What tries to keep you alive fails. I thought a girl would make me happy. Real love is not for sale. Something else is making me cry when you cross the line. And when I die, I'll love you from the afterlife. I personally feel like he takes on other people's personas quite often. And just look at these titles, man. This song's called Afterlife. This next song, this is called Ghost, all right? So much about death, afterlife. This song's about basically not having a woman anymore, but still having their ghost, still owning them, still owning their soul. It's twisted, right? Why don't you love me? Oh, heaven and hell will we meet. Lucky me, lucky me. Right? He might have you, but I've got your ghost. And we both know that's the real you. And God knows it's true. I love you the most, but we both know what I have to do. It is so twisted, right? Why can't I hear your heartbeat? Just a dream. It's crazy. He might have you, but I've got your ghost. She's so happy when she's with me. Don't leave this dream. I think we already looked at this one, actually. My bad. And then there's a song, Friend Again, all right? Where he sings all about saying he should have been less bold and how he used to be her everything and now she doesn't answer him and she wants to be her friend. He wants to be her friend again, okay? I want to settle down when I get older. I'm looking over shoulders. So he's basically, he's just saying he's looking over his shoulder. He's doing some shit that he's not supposed to be doing, and he knows it's going to catch up with him. He wants to settle down when I get older. He wants to live. I want to fall in love. Think we should settle down. That's what I told her. I should have been less bolder. She said I'm not the one. I used to be her everything, and now she doesn't answer me. I didn't ask for anything. I only want her next to me. Love me, hate me, whatever you're feeling, nothing changes. I want to be your friend again. Be your friend again. I know you want to fight me, hurt me whenever I'm healing. You're too dangerous. I don't want to be your friend again. Think I'm coming down, but it's not over. Losing my composure, letting you get to me. Good thing we're older now, but I still want her. She's got someone better, and I've got jealousy. Yeah, it's spooky. It's really spooky. It's really twisted, all right? So another song, all right? Actually, Friend Again. Okay, so Friend Again. So all the songs on the project came with these lyric videos of a white flower opening up. Oh, good. Yeah, great. Fucking weirdo. And then, essentially from there, right, you got people all in the comments of this basically saying it's the fact that all these recent songs are written in the past tense. He was planning it around this time or already did the murder. This was a monster. There you go, all right? And this is what people are saying about this song. They're saying, oh my God, she probably said she wanted to just be friends and he killed her. When he sings, now she doesn't answer me anymore, it gave me chills. You can't convince me otherwise that the lyrics, I only wanted her next to me, is an obsession. This guy needs to be locked up. He took it too far. This comment says, bro got friend-zoned by a minor and murdered her. Sad face. Good thing we're older now, but I still want her. She's got someone better, and I've got jealousy. I used to be her everything, and now she doesn't answer me. So people are saying that that's kind of overshadowing. Maybe this is the period when he was planning the murder. Maybe getting friend-zoned is what pushed him over the edge. And there's another song titled, Where Did You Go? These song titles are screwed up. These song titles are wild, right? I told you I didn't know that a house don't mean you got a home. Oh, how hard it is to live alone after having someone around. I can still remember the nights you sang me to sleep and you whispered softly never to leave. It's the moment I heard you walking away from me. Then, where did you go? You're nothing but a memory. Oh, where did you go? I needed you next to me. Still looking for an answer that won't ever come. You left me alone in an empty bed with the songs you never sang. Just need a text or a call saying that you moved on, more direct to the heart, but you sent me a card. No, I won't be alarmed. Just expected more for someone that I gave it all for. So this has sounded like she's gone. This sounded like, and bear in mind, this is April 2025. This isn't that long ago. And we don't know how long that body had been in the trunk for. This could have all been music that he made after allegedly committing this horrible deed. Now, not only that, but that little snippet that I couldn't play you, but I referred to earlier, where he appeared to have an actual voice recording of Celeste on a song, okay? This appeared on the Withered album under the title Invisible String Theory. And basically, this is the conversation, all right? Genius hasn't cottoned on to quite yet who is talking on this song. But it seems to be that same conversation with Celeste. That's what it seems to be, all right? All this, I love you, don't leave me, please. Have you heard of the invisible string theory? We're supposed to meet, we're connected. I loved you before I existed, and I'll love you even when I die. It's very bizarre. And then the final track of the project, another weird title, is called Unrequited. Okay? Unrequited, right? So just for a little bit of context, unrequited, it's a feeling, especially of love, not returned or rewarded. He's been pining with unrequited love. Unrequited. And, it's another song where he's basically saying goodbye to somebody. This is the last song on the project, all right? And he's saying goodbye to someone, saying like it's waking up from a bad dream and saying just let me go and let me rest my soul. Right? This is a very odd and dark song to end the project on. I can't let go because my heart won't say no. Waking up from a bad dream where I thought you said you loved me for real this time, but you lied. You said you wanted to be happy, so what about me makes you sad all the time? Don't lie, don't lie. I can't let go because my heart won't say no. Darling, I'd like to show you how I could treat you right for life. Don't go. You said you wanted to be happy, but what about me makes you sad? To the point where I can't let go. Just let me go and rest my soul. Break my heart or break my bones. Tell me if you want me then. You know I've been in my head. Baby, tell me please. Do you hate my company? I know there's someone else. Tell him he can go to hell. So all of this is going on. He's releasing this very dark, sort of bizarre music with very suspect titles and a lot of strange things going on there, okay? So from here, okay, in April, at the end of April 2025, so like roughly within a week of that album actually coming out, somebody seems to post into that Discord basically suggesting that Celeste was actually S-trafficked. So there's this little snippet of a Discord conversation that was posted in the comments under here. Saying someone posted this convo regarding a deleted user mentioning and noticing most probably Celeste's disappearance, possibly with the missing poster, and the original post might be deleted, but this conversation is the most icky and disturbing to me. How did this deleted user come to the conclusion even he literally kidnapped her? I'd be interested to see how it started. So there's a deleted user saying she went missing in LA, but I'm in Sonoma County. What the F? Was saying she low-key fine. Can't y'all talk about this somewhere else? They're saying human trafficking? If so, she will be alive. And someone's saying he literally kidnapped her. I've got to report this. So a lot of people are trying to understand what was going on. A lot of people were kind of trying to get to the bottom of it, right? And again, from here, he just keeps on releasing music, okay? He drops another song called Always Love. And this song, it has lyrics telling somebody not to say goodbye because they were meant to be. Suddenly, I've just become a memory of someone. Hear the melodies from my voice. They'll call you back to me, but it's your choice. You don't have to say goodbye. I know we were meant to be. Do you love like I loved? Would you hold my hand? Would you let me go? Would you stand by my side? Are you down for the ride? I don't need nobody else but you. So after this, all right, and this is going to be one of the last things that happens before we get to the conclusion, okay? David posted this TikTok. Essentially, people were posting this, and it appears to be him sort of. He's kind of waving at a car. I don't know. For a moment, I'll be honest. For a moment, I thought that might have been a tow truck. And I thought, hang on a minute, but this isn't the incident. But he's waving at a car. It's some weird like parking lot at night. There's actually no audio on this. Sound's not available. He's waving to a car. He's waving. I don't know if he's waving to a person or a car. It doesn't. When I zoomed in closer and paused it at the right moment, it didn't look like a tow truck. But this is just more creepy weirdness, like him just at night counting something on his fingers, pointing at a car. So this clip allegedly was surfaced on August the 13th, 2025, and this is less than a month after Celeste's body was discovered. Now, as I've mentioned several times throughout this breakdown, okay, September the 7th was Celeste's birthday, and September the 7th, 2025 would have been her 15th birthday. We probably couldn't assume she didn't turn 15, because the very day after what would have been her birthday, the body is found, and according to the police, it had been in the trunk, and it was described as heavily decomposed. And it's just so sad to talk about a human being that way, but that is essentially what was going around. So this was some of the reporting that came out immediately after the body was discovered.
It's found inside a bag in the trunk of an abandoned Tesla.
Tonight, the LAPD is trying to identify the victim and the owner of that Tesla. Sandra Mitchell live in Hollywood at a tow yard where workers made the disturbing discovery. Sandra?
Micah, it was the smell. That is what led workers to this vehicle, the body in the front trunk of the car on this rooftop of the building behind us. Tonight, LAPD detectives are not talking, and so far, no ID on that victim.
Okay, we're just finishing our orbit here to turn back to the right.
Sky 5 overhead as detectives surround a black Tesla inside the front trunk, a body wrapped in a bag.
See, that's pretty horrifying. Nobody wants to, I mean, we live here, so that's kind of gross.
Anton Michael was retrieving his car from Hollywood Tow and Mansfield Avenue near Santa Monica Boulevard when he noticed the police presence.
It seemed like there was a lot of people gathered around. Everybody was asking questions, but I didn't know until just now. That's crazy.
LAPD says the sedan was reported abandoned and towed from the Hollywood Hills and impounded about 5 days ago. It sat on the roof of the tow lot until today, when employees reported a foul odor. Police examined the car, which has a Texas license plate, and discovered the body. The medical examiner joined the investigation, but because of decomposition, they have not determined the gender of the victim.
So if the body's so decomposed that they couldn't immediately identify the gender of the victim, that would indicate pretty severe, pretty serious, just absolute, just horrific scene.
This area of Hollywood is mostly studios and production sets, but for a while today, it was a real CSI scene.
It's not really a surprise. Knowing what happened, also not really a surprise. We live in a very big city, one of the biggest on earth, and there's shady people doing shady things.
So it would essentially take just one day after the body was discovered. So September the 7th was Celeste's birthday. September the 8th was when the body was discovered. And September 9th was when the police in Los Angeles were essentially able to identify the owner of the car as David.
In the trunk of a car at a tow yard in Hollywood.
We see the strong stance triggered the investigation, and now it is news with Sophie Flay is live near the scene where we learned the car is registered to a multi-platinum artist. Sophie.
Yeah, David Giovanna, that's right. The LAPD tells us they are still in the very early stages of this investigation. But that tow yard, it's behind me here. And we've seen patrol cars coming in and out all day. We spoke to residents in the area who say they are in shock.
I got more questions.
So, they essentially discover that the car belongs to this guy, David. Right?
Eyewitness News confirming that vehicle is registered to 20-year-old singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke.
Where's lemonade?
Sorry, kid, I don't get paid till Friday.
This is Bridget, and get up to $250 instantly.
I don't want to play any of his music, but you get the gist.
It is currently on tour. ABC News' Gio Benitez interviewed the multi-platinum singer on ABC News Live 2 weeks ago.
Touring is like the best thing you could do as artists because you're seeing your listeners in real life and in real time.
We've reached out to David and his reps for a comment, but haven't heard back.
So a little while after this, the LAPD would confirm that they were actually searching the home near the site of the abandoned Tesla, and it was reported that David's actual home was searched. Items were taken from the property, as seen on TMZ right here. There was a search of the home. The police were there, and everything was taped off. It looked like a nice crib too. You know what I'm saying? Them songs were doing well. Now, the backlash has begun. Interscope has pulled all promotion for David amid the investigation. Interscope Music yanks all promos amid the homicide investigation. He essentially was announcing that his new project, Withered Deluxe, was out on September the 19th. Don't know if that was that's going to drop. I don't know if it's time for that. But his home was searched. They did look into his crib. They searched the place. They were all up in his business. And just trying to get to the bottom of this, man. So there's still there's been a whole bunch of things that have been coming out since then. People are saying that his music streaming numbers have actually gone crazy. He's the biggest gainer on Spotify's global top artist charts, jumping 63 spots to number 90. Romantic Homicide is the biggest gainer on the global Spotify chart. It's up 102 spots to 42 with 2.157 million streams. It's number 13 on the Spotify chart with 849,000 streams. So essentially, a lot of people have been wondering, why hasn't he been arrested yet? Right? Why hasn't he been arrested yet? And somebody did a whole breakdown here and essentially kind of like broke this all down and basically gave their reasons as to why he might not have been getting arrested yet. It says, "Hi guys, I'm an attorney. I don't practice criminal law, but I got an award for criminal procedure, so I'd like to think I know a thing or two. I practice civil rights laws that involve lawsuits against police departments and all of that stuff." So he says, with this case getting so much publicity, there's a lot of pressure on detectives to get this right. That means being thorough. So before you can make an arrest, you have to have probable cause that the crime has been committed. You have to back that up with evidence which the DA will present to a judge. And if there's anything wrong with that evidence, the case could get dismissed. It says they definitely have David under surveillance so he cannot leave or hurt other people, and he was probably told not to leave the country, which is why his tour was cancelled. But the police are basically doing everything perfectly so that they can actually get him and they can ensure that he can't really, have a defense and get the case dismissed. There's so much of this evidence. I mean, look, it's nearly 2 hours I've been talking about this, right? So if it's taken me this long to even just put together this little breakdown for you guys, imagine the police actually having to find the original sources for every single image, every single thing that we've covered. They can't just throw a bunch of screenshots from Discord without verifying their sources. They're probably going to subpoena Discord and all that kind of thing. Because they need to confirm things like this, the true cause of death. They got to determine whether or not he should be charged with murder or dismembering a corpse. And then if she was murdered, when did it happen? How was it premeditated? They need to put together every alleged element of the crime to charge him with. You can't just say he looks like he did it. A couple of songs, that ain't really enough, all right? For the fact that they were able to obtain a warrant for his electronic devices and his home, particularly if blood evidence claims are correct, it means a judge agreed there was reasonable suspicion to believe a crime had been committed in the house that he was renting, or at least that a crime occurred in the home. And the computer contained evidence related to that crime. This is a strong indication that an arrest is to follow. They aren't going to release any information until that happens. However, they don't want to startle David into running, fighting, or hurting himself. I know it's frustrating because it's obvious he's responsible, but they can't rush this. He indeed did cancel his world tour, and I believe that he did actually give comment. So he would release an official statement on the investigation. He was linked to a homicide investigation. The body of the girl was identified by authorities. David was currently on tour throughout North America and Europe for his debut album, Withered, and remained silent about the investigation for the most part. But David's team have released a statement about the incident. A spokesman for the 20-year-old told NBC News that he had been informed about what's happened, and although he's still on tour, he's fully cooperating with the authorities. So that's it, all right? He's apparently cooperating with the authorities. I don't know how far that's going to get him amid everything that people are saying is going on. But the last thing that I wanted to touch on before I wrap this up was just this clip that's been going around. They're saying that this man was one of Celeste's teachers. And he actually spoke to the classroom about how she ended up getting allegedly groomed on social media by a famous rapper and losing her life. But this was kind of crazy.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we allegedly did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
And how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened. And it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media. Let me tell you another story. Another story. Hold on.
So, look, this situation is so dark, it's so twisted, it's worse and just more messed up than any drill gangster rap murder story that I've covered in the past, honestly. I really hope that, you know, we can actually see a resolution to this. Just for the record, Celeste's family have actually started a GoFundMe. So if you want to go and pull that up and donate to it, they're trying to raise 20,000, and then they're nearly there. They only need about 2,500 more to help lay her to rest. So this says, as you may know, she was identified as the body found last week. She was a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. Her family is heartbroken and devastated by the tragic loss, seeking help to lay her body to rest. Funds for the funeral, if you're able to donate, greatly appreciated. And this is just really sad. You know, no parent should have to bury their child. And we're going to have to wait and see. But the way things are looking, with all of these little tidbits of information, these little facts, things from Discord, some of these lyrics, some of these videos, the whole white rose concept thing is just very damning. So we're going to have to wait for more information to come out. But honestly, everyone's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But me personally, David, time's up, man. Time's up, buddy. That is not going to run. So, yeah, definitely going to be a wild ride for David. I don't want to say what I think is going to happen, but what I think is going to happen, I think something will happen. Right. He knows he's cooked. I done seen a dozen videos about this going around. I haven't seen anything get as in-depth as I just got in this video. But I already was thinking he was cooked. Now I've seen everything that I've broken down for you guys in this video. It's over with. Who knows what he's going to do? Who knows how long it'll take the police to pull things together for the investigation? If they're going to make an arrest? A lot of variables at play, man. So you kind of probably know what I'm inferring. But I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to be following this story closely. I'll be coming back to you with any updates, any facts that I've got for you. It's absolutely wild. Very sad story. Rest in peace to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Really sad situation. And just very twisted. And just goes to show you, man, it doesn't matter what genre of music you make. People try and make all these little comments like, oh, drill music, gangster rap. Guys, the David cookout is continuing. Our guy, David Anthony Burke, the singer David, who was found with a dead minor in the trunk of his Tesla, is finally facing justice. And I'm proud to reveal to you guys, it's official. David Anthony Burke is now inmate 7221640. Okay, he's been taken into custody at the LA County Sheriff's Department. He in that county. Okay, he in the county. It is glorious. It's a glorious, glorious day of news with David being arrested. So I've got some interesting updates on the case that I'm going to share with you today. So here's ABC News. They've got a big update on the situation today. Let's hear what they're saying.
Overnight, the singer known as David under arrest in connection with the death of a 14-year-old girl.
All right, let's not do that.
Is David Burke has tens of millions of followers online. He was on tour last September when the decomposing body of Celeste Rivas was found in the trunk of his Tesla in Los Angeles. The car had been abandoned. Authorities believe Rivas may have been dead for weeks. Officials tell ABC News one hurdle for the medical examiner was determining cause of death because of the state of her body. They say much of the case hinged on whether Rivas was murdered, though how she died has still not been revealed. Burke's attorneys insist their client is innocent, saying there has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. The 21-year-old has had a meteoric rise in the industry. One of his popular songs, his 2022 hit, Romantic Homicide. He spoke last year with our Lindsay Davis.
Success has kind of been quite literally overnight, so it's kind of hard to kind of be in the moment sometimes, but I'm just taking it in slowly, just appreciating it.
Amid questions about any links or possible relationship between Burke and Rivas, the medical examiner said Rivas had a tattoo on her index finger reading "Shh." Burke has the same tattoo in the same location, but that tattoo is not uncommon among performers. Burke is being held without bail. The DA's office is expected to get the case next week and will review it to determine whether to file charges.
Man, it is crazy. It is crazy, okay? So look, Redditors have been reacting, everybody's been reacting, nobody is too sympathetic for our guy David, okay? But look, right, he's been booked, he's been held, no bail, there wouldn't be any bail in this situation. Come on, man, ain't no bail for no felony murder, man, give me a break. So everybody's been reacting. It says we did the best we can keep tabs on him, but once we developed probable cause to arrest him for murders, then we were on him pretty diligently. So they were copying him, okay? They're saying he won't be sleeping tonight. They're saying they're saying 77th, he won't be sleeping tonight. People are saying he's going to be in there with all of the other people that are getting arrested for some pretty heinous crimes. Okay, it says the 77th Street Police Station doesn't normally cover that area. They cover South LA. If they're there, it's likely because of a specific assignment or citywide operation, not their regular patrol. Could be something specialized like the Human Trafficking Unit, like previous Redditors pointed out. Might have evidence to pursue human trafficking charges against David. Here's something from the LA Regional Human Trafficking Task Forces under California Penal Code Section 2361. It's a felony to deprive another person of their personal liberty with the intent to obtain forced labor services or procure them for commercial sex. LA is considered a major hub for this trafficking activity. So they're saying it's a temporary detention place. He in the streets, he running in the 77th Street Station, the streets of Vernon, Slauson, Gage, and Florence. He going to be in there with a 6 O's in there, man. They're saying these are neighborhoods 92% of Redditors ain't got no business driving through. Now, I'm in a couple of them neighborhoods, I ain't going to lie to you, okay? You're saying his mum and dad are taking the red eye from Houston to come and see him in there. David right now in there questioning everything in his life. People still waiting for the mugshot, okay? Everybody's dying to see the mugshot. When's it coming? People are saying California law strict on mugshots. It might get leaked. I just don't get how dumb he could possibly be to leave that poor kid's body in his own registered Tesla, thinking he was going to get away with it. People saying, I hope he doesn't run into any Florencia gang members, considering he killed a little Hispanic girl. I would not wish jail on anyone. I wish he had sent Celeste home or to her cousins and went on with his life. People will be laughing if something happens to him, man. It's crazy. Saying I made a really good dinner tonight while I was eating it. I was imagining what it's like for David at that moment. He's probably sitting on a metal bed wishing he offed himself a few weeks ago. Fucking loser. Can't wait for Trap Morris to make his videos about this Halo of Jane Doe. Neither Cloud. You got what you wanted, man. You got what you wanted. All right. You got the update. So look, I got some more interesting stuff. Celeste's cousin actually reacted to David's arrest. This was going around on Reddit, and people are saying this is the cousin saying, "I didn't give up. I did it." Celeste, I told he'll regret the day. People are saying they're happy for Wendy. She was relentless in her search for justice, and the only family member that was actually posting about Celeste every day. It's crazy. Okay, saying I wish I could hug her. People are saying they're so happy for Wendy and the family. People are wanting to know where David's been the whole time. There's rumors of rehab, that he was in LA, he was in Texas. We don't know. He might have been moving around. He could have been moving around. He could have been taking that long drive to Texas. He might have another Tesla on deck. Now, private investigator Steve Fisher would give his immediate reaction to the news. I was very excited to read this and check out what SF had to say, because he has been following this case diligently. He said, finally, David appears to have been arrested for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. It appears he was not indicted, but rather arrested by the LAPD, and charges will be sent to the DA Monday for formal charging. More to come. How did it take that long? It's insane. Now, reports are now circulating that the new luxury Hollywood property that David was living in was a $17,500 a month rent property in Bel Air, Beverly Crest. Beautiful place. Apparently, this is owned by, or was once owned by, Sandra Bullock. David was hiding out at Sandra Bullock's former house for $17,000 a month. Can't make this shit up. Zillow said it was listed in September the 23rd, 2025, around the time he left his old place, not long after the body was found, but it says the listing was removed a month ago. So did he move in a month ago, September or December? People saying it's a friend's house. It looks like he's been there ever since he left the Vieira house. So perhaps he's been there a while, and with the listing removal time, it's not in line with his actual move-in date. Okay, it's pretty close. It's an 8-minute drive away from where he was staying before, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so let's keep going. So there's more information. So this is actually a close-up of the home. We actually saw, this was the footage of somebody recording the arrest, and we can actually see this is exactly where he was marched out of. This is the home, or I guess this is the Ring doorbell camera from the home where they were actually filming him be arrested. Okay, that's insane police work, I've got to say. People saying, is that the correct address? People saying, yeah, they're sure. LAPD confirmed the address. That's crazy. They got footage of them raiding the whole spot. They was about to go in with a batter ram. They about to go in with a batter ram like Ice-T and them. That's actually insane. So there's more pictures of the street taped off. That's where he was getting arrested. It is crazy. More pictures. Research better sugar, right? People saying it's 1615, 1619. These are pretty similar looking spots. People saying lease expired, immediate move-in, could have been a month to month. Who knows? Maybe he knew it was about to go down. First Halle Berry, now Sandra Bullock, right? People saying maybe he's Sandra Bullock's sugar baby, okay? It's crazy. People saying they're mad that he even got to chill in this villa the whole time. It was a beautiful place. It's crazy. It says he was at his parents' for a short amount of time. They went back and remained in this house, and after that I lost track of him. I wasn't surprised with him still being in LA, since that was the last place he was reported at. He was going online, and that's all traceable. I hope Sandra finds out she's harboring an alleged murderer and throws him out. You don't need to throw him out. He's in jail. He's in the county. Or he's somewhere. So there's some more photos of the arrest that are now circulating too on Reddit and on X and all that kind of thing. It says LAPD taking no chances at Sandra Bullock's house, right? Look at them, they got the Batarang, they got the police shields. They thought David was going to go out like Scarface. That's actually how they were moving. They were thinking David was going to go out like Scarface. That's crazy. Could have gone out in a hail of bullets. It's good to see police finally getting track of this guy, okay? And everybody has been tracking down the address and sleuthing. Shout out to them. So it makes me happy he was arrested by a full police squad, that there are pictures and videos of the arrest, and that it's all over the news. Now his parents can face the music after dragging the case and continuing to plead the innocence of their son. So glad this piece of dirt has been taken into custody. I've been following the story since the PDF's car was found with Celeste's body inside. Poor young girl was failed by basically everyone around her. I hope David suffers for the rest of his pathetic life. Seems like overkill, not gonna lie. David's 5'30", he weighs 120. Maybe they thought there was going to be a standoff. Maybe it's to satisfy the public. They knew he wasn't going to resist by the fact he decided to come back to LA instead of Texas. The whole megaphone thing while he's right there in front of them is drama for the public, okay? People are saying they're shocked for a man that's all that gear for a 5'1" man. They're making it seem like David has the power to transform into everything. But they're saying now they officially listed him on the intake as 5'5". Might be wearing some big heels or something. But it's actually crazy. Okay, so look, last thing I'm going to show you guys, TMZ actually shared some new, fresh clips of LAPD detectives conducting a thorough search of the site where the arrest occurred. So they've searched his new house. Who knows if they'll find any incriminating evidence at the new property, but I am very, very eager to see. So this is the TMZ article. It says David, detectives buzz around the singer's new rental home after arrest. So this is the new film. Let's see. Shout out to TMZ.
Yes, sir. Hi. Robert Gossip with NBC. Oh, I want you all the time. How you doing, Robert?
So, look, he's cooked, all right? He's cooked. It says the LAPD had a busy night Thursday. They arrested David at his rental, and they got more footage from the scene. You can see the luxury home just a rock star away from the iconic Chateau Marmont, buzzing with members of the LAPD, even after their colleagues whisked the rapper away to the clink. We're told detectives searched the home for over an hour. and robbery, homicide, and gang narcotics divisions of the LAPD and K9 units were present. Not going to hide anything in there, and this is more footage of the police outside. You can also see we got close-ups of the rental home, which still has a for lease sign in the front yard. Might look pretty average from the front, but the place has way more going on than meets the eye. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square foot with an in-ground pool and a hot tub surrounded by a stone patio. Beautiful! Gonna be a change of gears to be sleeping on a concrete cot. Okay, David was taken to the LAPD 77th Street. On 77th Street, it is a gnarly jail that he's gone to. Okay, we do know the pair had some sort of long-term relationship. Celeste's mom even knew that she was dating David. It's so sad. Okay, so look, I've got some more updates about this. I'm going to do them in separate videos. I'm just going to do like 3 short videos today because I just feel like it would be easier to just talk about separate issues related to this incident. Excuse me, God, I'm getting ahead of myself. Related to this incident. So I'll be back with another video after this. But yeah, it sounds like David's in a pretty gnarly jail. He's definitely in trouble. He's probably going to be rolling it up. He's going to need to get into PC as soon as possible.
Tired of sifting through jobs that don't feel like the right fit? Introducing Indeed Career Scout. Find the job that's right for you.
Now David has officially been arrested on charges of murder. We can drop this absolutely nonsense theory that, you know, maybe she died of an accidental overdose. Maybe this was just one big accident. This was just one big, you know, little whoopsie that got covered up and they panicked and, you know, nobody's to blame. It's a load of nonsense, okay? And apparently now the medical examiner has actually ruled Celeste Rivas' death a homicide. Now, I don't know if we've got more information about the exact, you know, reason or method or what actually caused her to lose her life, but according to TMZ, the medical examiner have indeed ruled the death as a homicide. That's a big part of why they were able to charge this clown. And essentially, hopefully we get some more information soon about exactly how this murder, this homicide, played out, and it wasn't romantic. So the critical piece of evidence in the David murder case is what caused Celeste Rivas' death. A high-ranking source in LAPD has told TMZ that the LA Medical County Examiner's Office has ruled her death as a homicide. So the medical examiner had trouble determining the manner of death because the decomposition of her body was so bad when they found her last September. So at the time, we were told they might never know what the cause of Celeste's death was, or whether or not a homicide took place, or if it was an accident. But according to the LAPD source, the medical examiner's office believes they have actually figured it out. And we got these glorious pics and videos here of David being hauled away by the cops. And as it says, he was arrested on Thursday in LA over 7 months after Celeste's decomposing corpse was found in the trunk of his Tesla, which was sitting in a Hollywood impound lot after being abandoned in the Hollywood Hills while David was on tour. He was booked into the LAPD 77th Street Station jail, which, as I told you in the previous video, is a horrendous jail. He's going to be in a whole world of pain. It's a jail that the 77th Street unit of the LAPD tends to cover the hood, them parts of South Central you do not want to go. This ain't Hollywood, this ain't Beverly Hills, this ain't Bel Air. He in the 77th Street Station in a lot of trouble. So it says members of the LAPD's elite robbery homicide unit showed up at a Hollywood home that David was laying low at on Thursday afternoon, escorting him outside in a police car, and we saw him in handcuffs. So we're going to talk in a different video about his lawyers basically saying that, you know, he didn't do this murder and he's going to prove it. Let's look on Reddit, because a lot of people on Reddit have been trying to get to the bottom of what actually led to Celeste's death, and people are pretty delighted to hear that the medical examiner has now spoken out and ruled Celeste's death as a homicide. He was saying, so sad, man. She was 13. Personally, I think David should get the death penalty because of how the body was left, man. Very sad. Death penalty is too quick and easy. I'd rather get death than spend the rest of my life in prison. He was saying, if this is the case, why the F was TMZ an hour ago saying the case is weak and that Blair Burke says David didn't commit the murder? We're going to talk about that later. Let's talk about that later. It says, investigators told ABC News they can prove murder, and the medical examiner rules the death as a homicide, so they must have some evidence that proves that he murdered her. So it seems there's forensic evidence then, plus circumstantial evidence and testimonies. It gives me hope that this MF is going to end up in jail for the rest of his life. Saying bro is a danger to the public. People saying, what do you think happened? Strangling? Maybe a lot of domestic incidents. People are saying suffocation or strangulation seem most likely. Given the nature of the case, I wonder if there was some type of terrible sex abuse that might have resulted in her death. Most likely, they would have known if it was due to blunt force trauma or traumatic injury despite the decomposition. He was saying this means that she didn't overdose through misadventure. That was a nonsense theory, I'm not going to lie. That was a load of baloney from the get-go. It says, I'm guessing someone else dumped the car, not David. I hope there's some answers and we get some justice. People saying, I hope they were able to determine the cause of death. Other people are saying, no, they haven't. I read the article and the very final line says they reached out to the medical examiner, but because the file is sealed, they didn't get a response back. I'm sure it's some TMZ clickbait title, but people saying it was ruled a homicide. LAPD contact apparently told Harvey, but the specifics weren't released. Now, I wonder if this video here is him giving the information. Let's hear what he said.
I think there is a problem in the prosecution's case against David the singer. Well, let me explain. The grand jury...
So look, all right, I'm going to react to this in a different video because I'm going to do a whole separate video just specifically about the theories, the very weak theories that, he might not have murdered her, which just sounds like nonsense at this point, okay? But this is people on David Idiots talking about it. It says medical examiner ruled it homicide. It should be a slam dunk now, right? People saying slam dunk is an exaggeration, but from what I understand, the problem in the case was the fact her body was so decomposed it was tough to establish the manner of death. This opened up a whole slew of defenses that David could have, especially because if she OD'd and panicked, she OD'd and panicked. Sorry, I'm slow today. Especially the she OD'd and I panicked defense that TMZ has been pumping for him and Miss Blair Burke since the beginning. Thoughts? What are your thoughts? Okay, people are saying it could be or it could not be. We, the public, still don't know the cause of her death nor the circumstances or even when she died, but I'm hoping the investigators did determine it. David was on tour for weeks when her body was found and was avidly traveling in the months leading to the discovery. It depends on how much evidence they have to prove David was the one that killed her. Have to prove that he was in Celeste's vicinity at the time of her death, if they even know when she died, and then prove that David carried out the act. Well, they've arrested him, so I think they can prove that. Even if they know that she died of strangulation, for example, the prosecutors still have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that David is the one who strangled her. I'm hoping they have enough evidence to do that, but at this time, we don't know what the prosecutors know. People are saying, I wonder who David would argue did it instead. Good points you made, of course. Was he trying to set up Neo, perhaps? And is that why he flipped? People saying it's a good question. I wonder if David's team will try and point the finger at anyone else at all. David will be on trial, so the defense team is only responsible for proving his innocence, and they may be able to do that without pointing the finger at someone else. Obviously, the most likely perpetrator is David, and most people would agree. So if there's no one else to point the finger at, then they may not. But his team may also try and argue for lesser charges, which goes into the whole overdose theory. His team may argue she overdosed and he hid the body out of fear, and that's what he should actually be charged with. People saying him going for lesser charges is what my intuition is saying that they want right now, especially with Blair's specific statement that he didn't commit the murder. That it would be hard to prove he didn't dismember her after the fact, but the overdose argument is their best bet from what we know, but it's still BS. It says they'll 100% point their finger at someone else. They might not even name a specific person. They'll just use the some other dude did it defense. It's such a common legal argument that there's a term for it, unfortunately. He's a touring artist. He wouldn't have had time to do this. Lots of people had access to his house. Lots of people had access to the car, etc. I'd be surprised if they directly suggest his management or one of his friends did it, though. He was saying it's according to TMZ, unless I see it from the medical examiner, people aren't believing it. So look, interestingly, this news came just about an hour after Harvey Levin actually claimed on TMZ. So I think this is from the previous video I was going to watch. I wasn't going to watch 7 whole minutes, but I've got a clip for you guys here, and Harvey's basically saying that they might still never determine the cause of death. I'm not going to lie, Harvey low-key be running defense for David. He's a bitch.
And I can't really think of another good reason, other than if the grand jury rejected the case, for the DA to spend all that time before the grand jury and then to say, okay, now we'll just charge him. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And, yesterday felt like a show. There's a lot of behind the scenes here, but when you look at, the way this went down with the police, this felt like a statement more than just an arrest. So there is something going on here that is really interesting, and I don't know what it is. But again, it would seem like if the case is that compelling and they span 5 months before the grand jury, why didn't the grand jury issue an indictment? So one of the things that is going to come up here, and I know this, is cause of death. And we know that the defense is saying he did not kill her, and that they are going to fight that. Cause of death is going to be really important. We know, based on contacts with people connected to the medical examiner, that they had a tremendously difficult time with this case, that it was very difficult for them to establish cause of death. Frankly, we do not know to this day whether they have actually determined, is it accidental? Is it homicide? We don't know what they've said. And I think the DA at this point must know. But there was a real fight going on, between authorities over this. And even if they determine cause of death is homicide, everything, I don't know that they did, but everything leading up to it that we were told is that they may never be able to determine cause of death because of the state of the body at the time they got it.
So Harvey loves to run a little bit of D for David. He loves to write a bit of David D. But I personally do think that they probably will get to the bottom of this. And, I think he's running a little bit. He's two-faced. He's a two-faced man, right? And his old, weathered 70-year-old face is a little bit duplicitous. But anyway, okay, before this, Steve Fisher, SF Investigates, he would post a little bit of an update about the arrest. And he would kind of give a little bit of a somber tone to this situation. He said, David was arrested by complaint, not by indictment, and the case will be submitted to the DA's office on Monday for charging consideration. This likely means either the grand jury didn't return an indictment or the DA chose not to seek one. An arrest by complaint means that there will be a preliminary hearing to determine probable cause. This is a public hearing where evidence is presented and witnesses are questioned under oath, something that's bypassed with a grand jury indictment. It will be important to see whether this reflects a difference in strategy or a difference in opinion regarding the strength of the case between the LAPD and the DA, or if there's another reason it's proceeding this way. Impunity agreements, whether formal or informal proffer agreements, remain in effect, even though there was no indictment. Okay, so if somebody cut a deal, something like Neo cut a sweetheart deal, that might still be in play. So people are saying, I wonder how the family react about this. The family issued a statement saying they believe his innocence. It's on ABC 7. We're going to look at that in another video. Okay, we're going to look at that in another video. But it says a preliminary hearing should be very interesting. I guess that'll be at the end of the month or so. Looking forward to it. People are saying it'll be sooner, won't it? I might be completely wrong. But I was under the impression that unless he waives the right to a speedy trial, the government doesn't have more than a few days to get this done. So we're going to get an update soon. People saying Blair is something else. I'll be surprised if she can get him out of this one. It says, so in short, they could have done this 7 months ago. Am I reading that right? It says, no, 7 months ago, they wouldn't have had the evidence and evidence analysis that they presumably had now. We had a lot of evidence, right, months ago. People saying, I'm curious to know who the witnesses will be. Neo must be key. The parents maybe. Asia, Rob, how long can a preliminary hearing last? Now, interestingly, we've got some more analysis. Attorney Mark Geragos would basically break down David's current legal situation with his expert analysis, and I'm going to show that to you right about now.
Just go through the difference in someone being charged versus arrested versus indicted.
Well, yes, and I don't know if I haven't checked. Have you checked today whether or not he's entered into the sheriff's inmate system?
Yeah, he's there. I have it right here. It's a felony charge level, and it's the agency description is LA robbery homicide. Bail is no bail, and the location is LAPD 77th Street.
Which makes sense. And it does not have a case number. Does it have a court date?
Nothing.
Correct. So this would seem to indicate, and for those who don't believe that Lauren and I do a little bit of preparation, we talked yesterday, and for everybody, my first inclination or gut reaction was he gets picked up on a Thursday. There are Thursday grand juries, so-called Thursday grand juries, and that the grand jury had indicted. This is not apparently an indictment. This does not even appear to be a complaint. A complaint is where the DA files paperwork, and the paperwork then goes to an arraignment where he's heard from, or a bail is discussed, and you enter a not guilty plea, and then you set a probable cause proceeding, which is what an indictment is. It does not appear that any of that has been done as of yet, because, by the way, picking him up on Thursday evening.
So what Mark's about to say is he's basically about to break down how the timing and the nature of the arrest actually appeared to be a bit of a strategic move by the prosecution. So listen to this.
I don't know what time he was booked in. There's Thursday after 12. Under the current state of the law, he may not be brought before a magistrate until Monday.
So on purpose. Yeah. And just so you know, it says the arrest time was 5 p.m. He was booked at 10:12 p.m. in the jail. So Yeah.
5 p.m. is 5 p.m. The cynic in me would say that's not a coincidence. That gives them, it's after the court date. I'm sure his lawyer is frantically trying to get him on calendar in Department 30, but it's a difficult situation here, and there's a little bit of chess moves going on because since there isn't a filed complaint, if you go to Department 30, which is the arraignment court, the clerk's going to look at you like you're smoking crack because, well, she won't do that because she's very kind. But they're going to say, what can I do? We don't have a case.
Right. And, the DA's office said this is going to be kicked over to the Major Crimes Division, and we will have an update by Monday, again, for filing consideration. So that is when, hopefully, this DA obviously doesn't have an issue making any statements to the press, so hopefully we'll get a press conference. We can finally go through the docket and say, okay, there is a case number to this, and then I can write my letter to get the indictment, or someone can go pick it up for me, I hope.
I don't think they're going to indict on this case, and there is a question as to whether they tried to indict and didn't get a true bill, because at this point, what this does practically, based on the information you're giving me, it could change if you get something else, but practically what this does is it gives the DA the whole weekend to formulate what they want to do.
So you're saying that they arrested him on a late on Thursday, right? It's Friday now. They're saying that it basically is giving the DA a little weekend to work things out. But what's really interesting, a lot of people are saying, well, why didn't the grand jury charge him? Did they not have the evidence? Why are the LAPD arresting him now? And then we got to see if an indictment drops on Monday. It's a little bit dicey. Could you imagine if they say, nah, actually we ain't got enough, and they let him out? Honestly, it could happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but it could happen. And Mark would go on to basically give some of the reality behind the scenes of what David is likely experiencing while in custody, and it's delightful.
7th Street, why is that the place to talk? Just curious.
It's all wired. They've got it wired up. I mean, they have 77th Street is a lot easier to monitor what somebody who's in custody is saying than an inmate receiving at the county jail.
Okay, got it. And just so I know, just take me through really quickly. What
well, we're not detaining you at 77th Street. So I'll say, just so your listeners know.
I'm just wondering, so what is going on with David? He's going to be sitting in a cell all day? When you are sitting in
they can keep them. Normally what would happen is when you're detained at 77th Street and you have not been taken for arraignment, you will remain at what's called a substation until you're taken for arraignment on Monday. So he will be transported, presumably, to directly to the courthouse, to the criminal courts building, the Church Folks building, on Monday morning. He will sit in, generally, unless they put him in a keep-away area, they'll put him in a tank outside at 30, and then he'll wait, and then the DA will make some kind of an announcement as to whether they're filing or not. If I were also, again, to be a cynic, I would say this is also would be performative, that you have the weekend to let all of the media attention build, and then you do a press conference and proclaim his guilt in a press conference, and then you run to the judge and say, we want a gag order because we don't want any of this stuff leaking. That is a kind of the blueprint of what the modern prosecutorial era looks like.
Okay, and I guess, I'm just wondering at this point, when it comes to David, is he physically just going to be sitting around all day thinking about this? I mean, I'm sure he gets a phone call or two, he'll get 3 meals, whatever, but what is he?
Correct, he'll sit in a cell. I would imagine he's entitled, it's actually a misdemeanor in California to deny him access to a lawyer. So I would expect that either Blair or somebody in her office will be down there talking to him for hours and hours and hours.
Okay.
One of the reasons that you would do that tactically is not only to try to keep him calm and not to say anything stupid, but you also want to take him out of a situation where he's put in some kind of harm's way or being compromised, whether it's another inmate claiming for a confession, whether he makes a phone call, whether there's a interrogation, all the things that are a defense lawyer's worst nightmare.
Right. Is he with his cell? Does he get his own cell, or is he in a big holding cell, or how does that work?
Completely at the discretion of the jailer.
Ooh.
With a lot of prosecutorial input.
Okay, he's alone then. I mean, I'll tell
I
her
know. They may have it in. They may have it in with somebody who wants to reduce their sentence. Once again, being a cynic.
Wait, right? No, that's...
So they be putting them in with undercovers. They be putting them in interview rooms, interrogation. We might get the interrogation of David eventually. They might have put him in there. I mean, there was a whole bunch of things. I remember when Draco the Ruler had his case. You know, him and his crew, they were sent to jail with put in cells with undercovers, and you know, undercovers was basically trying to get them to confess to what was going on. Now, a lot of people have been saying that many people want to see other people arrested. People have been adding Asia, Neo, hashtag everyone complicit. They've been saying they want to see everyone pop up in the camera.
You know they got your mans. They got your mans on so charges. Yeah, the you be hanging with. You be hanging with. Oh, defenders. And it was your man. He was your bulls. That's crazy. You didn't know what he was doing. You didn't feel bad at all. Like no guilt or none of that.
So they're directing that at Asia and Neo and everyone complicit. People saying, I hate Asia so much, and that's slimebag Neo. I hope they apprehend them too. They're saying Asia crying right now. Asia and Neo better be next. Asia is next to be arrested. Just wait. She was there before, during, and after, like the private investigator said. Right? Why is everyone saying Asia must be next? Maybe Neo and Asia have nothing to do with the murder. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. But look, that's the latest update. All right, that's how it all went down. I'm going to do a separate video now, just all about him putting forward his defense, saying that he didn't do it. A bunch of cods or what.
We flew down to Florida for the girls' national cheer competition, and we were just so excited to have warm weather. We noticed there was a beach volleyball court.
Guys, the David cookout is continuing. Our guy, David Anthony Burke, the singer David, who was found with a dead minor in the trunk of his Tesla, is finally facing justice, and I'm proud to reveal to you guys, it's official. David Anthony Burke is now inmate 7221640. Okay, he's been taken into custody of the LA County Sheriff's Department. He in that county. Okay, he in the county. It is glorious. It's a glorious, glorious day of news with David being arrested. So I've got some interesting updates on the case that I'm going to share with you today. So here's ABC News. They've got a big update on the situation today. Let's hear what they're saying.
Overnight, the singer known as David under arrest in connection with the death of a 14-year-old girl.
All right, let's not do that.
Is David Burke has tens of millions of followers online. He was on tour last September when the decomposing body of Celeste Rivas was found in the trunk of his Tesla in Los Angeles. The car had been abandoned. Authorities believe Rivas may have been dead for weeks.
So it's now literally been months since the singer David was found with the body of a deceased minor, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, rest in peace, in the trunk of his Tesla. There's still been absolutely no repercussions for anybody involved. It seemed like the investigation is going nowhere so far, at least as far as the public is concerned. And all of us internet sleuths are still desperate for new information, new details. We're scouring Reddit, we're scouring YouTube videos, we're scouring David's old music. We're looking for anything that could help us get to the bottom of this tragic mystery, even though it's not that mysterious at this stage. But the YouTuber and investigator Mark the Shark has actually been doing some very interesting analysis, which I'm going to react to in this video, because he's been digging deep into the location where Celeste was last seen alive. There's been speculation and rumors that maybe this is where something happened to her. There's a location in the woods that was posted on David's Finster account where there looked like the number 14, which would have been her age, was sprayed onto some rocks. And there's new reports that that area has been taped off with crime scene tape. And everybody's just trying to get to the bottom of, like, is this where it went down? Is this where the murder happened? Was there a plan to take the body here? So shout out to Mark the Shark. We're going to react to his video and some of his investigation today, which is very, very interesting. And we might just learn something, just a little something new that we didn't already know about this situation that could help explain what might have really happened. So this is his video that's been going around, all right? He basically has been digging into the last place that Celeste was seen alive in those photographs, the place from David's Extra David, his Finster account. And what's really interesting is he actually, I believe he actually went and visited the last location where Celeste was seen alive, and he's basically putting across some pretty shocking details. Check out.
It's I went here to the trail to the Millard Falls Trails head, and it was closed. Okay, it was closed. So let me bring this up. Make this bigger. There we go. Oops.
So he's actually gone to the location, the trail where she was last seen alive. And I saw this going around on Reddit too, and they were saying that it was taped off with police crime scene tape. Now, some people were thinking maybe this was due to, you know, some kind of activity going on in the area. Maybe, you know, I don't know, could have been something to do with the fires, could have been some kind of rock slide, something unsafe in there. But some people are thinking maybe maybe the police have been checking it out and digging into this area.
Let me share this with you guys. So right here, you can see it was closed. Hey Jackie, how you doing? Hey Jen, good to see you. Welcome. And so it was closed, and I was like, okay, it's closed, whatever. And I look closer to it, and it's crime scene tape. I was like, wait a minute, what? So it says crime scene, the place that goes into the Trailhead Falls, the Middle Falls Trailhead, where David was taking pictures and posted them on his Instagram. It's now closed, per the sheriff's request. And it says, do not proceed. It says crime scene. I thought it said caution. And so it says, it has crime scene tape on this. And I was like, wait a minute, what the heck? I thought it was caution tape, but I looked closer and it said crime scene, do not cross. This is here. This is here where David took pictures and posted them on January 3rd, which we know that Celeste Rivas was her last known public photo was on January 2nd. So he posted this on January 3rd, as we see here. Hey, Felicia, I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Hey, David, how you doing? David is in the house. Yeah, oh, my F and G, my little stars. So I really was excited to go there. I really was excited to go through the, let me see if I can get a better, through this trailhead, because it's like a half a mile to the trailhead. So I was really excited to go hiking. I was really excited to go walking, but it was closed. This tape was different than the one that I saw last time. This tape was, I did ask the Sandy from Sunny South Florida. I was saying, can you call the sheriff and the press department and ask them about the crime scene tape at the location? Yeah, it is crazy. And so I did, full disclosure, I did ask one of the U.S. Forestry people there, and he said that the sheriffs, he's like, well, I don't know why they do that, why they close it off, but he was saying that it was because of mudslides, like rock slides, so they closed it off because of that, which makes sense. But in light of what happened to Celeste Rivas and her last known photo, public photo is on January 2nd, this was eerie nonetheless. But he did say that. He did say, hey, Stoke Ascension, good to see you. He did say that that he believes it's from rock slides because it's dangerous for the public to go in there. But the one that it was closed all the way to the entrance from before January, December 2025, all the way back to January 2024, or 2025, I'm sorry. It's been closed, but it was closed on the main gate. And so they just opened this up, and then when I go in there, it was this. It was crime scene tape on it. And again, the one of the not rangers, but the U.S. forestry workers was saying that it was because he believes from rock slide.
Hey, excuse me, miss. Hello. What if I told you I could get you some money right now?
I wouldn't believe you.
Okay, let's get out your phone. Download the app called Bridget. All right, they're going to give you up to $250 in under 2 minutes with no credit check or interest.
Oh my gosh, I got it. My name's Cassandra, and Bridget just showed you the money. This is so much fun.
So they're saying it's mudslides is the reason that it was closed, but apparently it was closed before that, and then the whole area was open, but then this specific part has been closed off. And he said it was crime scene tape, not caution tape. But hey, if they're saying it's because of mudslides, then that's fine. But if this actually is an area where something went down, that could mean that crucial evidence might be even getting destroyed by the bad weather. Now, what's interesting is he would also try and recreate one of the photos that was taken while David was allegedly there with Celeste. And this is kind of going to lead to some interesting insights about some of her final movements.
This is in Millers Falls, Angeles, Trailhead, Millard Falls Trailhead in Los Angeles, where David took these pictures right here, the Instagram pictures. So what I like to do is I like to go on location and try to replicate the pictures of where David took them, to kind of get a better understanding of the lay of the land, and which is this one right here, this location right here. So unfortunately I wasn't able to find this high area. I did. Hey, Gold, good to see you. How you doing? And again, thank you, Jen, for becoming a baby shark. Make sure you check out the members only Discord for members only chats and continue the conversation. And I will be posting. Yeah, Eileen, that's what I was figured too. I was like, I think this is why I think that's why the Tesla maybe was beat up, because it does look like a place where he could have gone up there, missed the exit like I did, or just gone out there for whatever reason and busted up his Tesla. Because if you know that his Tesla was still registered from January, it was still good for January of 2025. I didn't bring up.
So he's going to the spots. He's trying to kind of recreate and find these spots that he can at least get to that are open to the public. But he also said that, you know, there's areas where you could have actually dinged your car, where David might have dinged his Tesla and stuff like that. So I thought that was quite interesting. And he basically elaborates. He provides a look at the parking area where they would have gone and parked at when they went on the walk that was depicted in the pictures that were released.
Oh no, what do you guys think about that? Is it just coincidence that they put a crime scene tape on there? Or it's just probably nothing, or something's going on? Let's see. Yeah, see, this is where... Yeah, this is where you would park right there. Yeah, right here. And you have to have a permit, too. See, it says right here, you need a permit. It's like $80 or something like that. But this is the parking area right here. And it's like $80 to park right there, or else you're going to get a fine of $180 or something like that. So that's not good. Let me see if I can bring up the drone footage, because I did do a drone footage, but I have to compress it or make it smaller. So in the middle of the night was Santa Barbara. So I don't know. I'm starting to believe that maybe he went over here. I mean, this place over here is it's pretty secluded. Once you pass this campground, it's really secluded.
So what's interesting, right, he's showing off these locations, and look, you might think that this is like nothing content, but I actually find this really interesting. Like, there's not many cars. This isn't a really popular tourist destination. There's not hella people around here. This is a low-key spot. This is a low-key spot you might go to with your A minor and, you know what I mean, be planning some nefarious things. I do think it's quite interesting, and I think, to me, I'm a stickler for details, so I just find this really interesting. Like, this is super secluded. There's not really many people around. It does look a bit creepy. The fact there's crime scene tape up there, it is a little bit suspect to me, okay? And I do think that I got to shout him out for even going there and checking out these areas, right? And so he'll basically show the specific place that David might have driven that actually could have resulted in damage to his vehicle, because he's talking about he might have missed a turning, dinged up his car, and there was rumors that the Tesla was actually damaged. So let's check this out.
So let's see. Yeah, so right here, what I did was I went straight and went over here where this barrier is, and I just went straight. You're supposed to make a sharp turn right here, a left turn. And so what I did was just continued over here. And this takes you all the way up here to these mountains. I think that's where David, in my opinion, busted up his Tesla, because there's no room up here. Look how secluded it is. So I was going to fly the drone right here, but look at all these power lines. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't. It's already had one accident. I don't know if I was allowed to go in there, but I did because it was open. This area right here, see that? So I just, it says road closed. Oh, shoot. I didn't know that, look. Whoops.
So he's exploring every nook and cranny of this spot, right? And he would identify more spots that were actually seen in David and Celeste's photos. later on here. So he really dug deep, and he was trying to find like every single area, anything that you might recognize from some of that social media,
which was closed. So I was only able to hike this little area. I wasn't able to go beyond the
perfect cash events app did not exist until now. I got to tell you about Clio. Clio is a cash events app where you can get up to $250. What about my credit? Well, there is no credit checks with Clio. And even better, there's no interest. So
the crime scene tape, or else I would have gotten fined $5,000. I mean, I almost wanted to cross it just to go and bite the bullet, and pay the $5,000 fine. Over time in payments, a couple bucks a month. I almost wanted to do that. Maybe pay $2 a month or something like that. I really was considering doing it. But this is it right here. I mean, pretty weird stuff.
I mean, it looks like crime scene tape to me. I could see them saying that it's a mudslide when really this is actually a really high-profile location. You don't want everyone turning up there trying to film, right? But elsewhere, he would go on to provide some of his own theories regarding what actually could have happened in this area regarding David and Celeste.
So this is supposedly this right here. So I did ask one of the workers there. But this might be even further down. Might be further down, but I mean, it looks that way. But I did ask one of the workers where this was, and he's like, I think it's right here. I mean, I just wish I would have gone in there and hiked that area. I mean, it's only half a mile. David, I think there must be something significant to these photos. Why else would David take them? I think so too, because he's calculated. He's always about numerology and symbolism. So there must be something to that. And Celeste Rivas' last known public picture that SF Investigate brought out was her on the Baldwin Hills overlook, that area. And I was there too. I mean, it's a highly populated area. This area, not so much. When you go past that barrier, which says do not enter. I mean, I go back and forth with her unaliving, because if it does make sense that the only way that she would be unalived that far, like in January, February, March, or April, is if she was frozen, if she was kept somewhere like that and preserved. Because I know there are cases where that does happen. So I'm wondering if that happened here. I don't think she was found frozen, like TMZ says. I think that's pretty impossible, pretty unlikely. And but I mean, could have Celeste Rivas been frozen at some point? It's possible. And the thing is that I keep going back and forth, because if you notice on March 2025, that's when his lease ended for the 804 Doheny Place in Los Angeles. And to me, that's where he kept her, in my opinion. That's where David kept her. And so it would make sense to me, if he's trying to keep her somewhere, that's the place. The lease ends in March. Where's he going to keep her, right? And the other thing, too, that I've been going back and forth to is that on allegedly where that picture was taken of David and the kids, where he's giving them money in that parking lot. And so, that supposedly was in December of 2024. Then the last known pictures of her, public pictures, are in January 2nd. So, and then could it be that would have been the trigger where he's getting extorted, getting found out, exposed, and he needs to do something about it? I mean, I keep going back and forth with that theory. And it'd be interesting to see if he did have a deep freezer at the second home. And then the lease ends. Then he goes and picks her up and puts her in March in the Tesla. See, that could be possible. That could be possible, because in March, like by the end of March, you're going into April, May, June, July, August, September. I mean, that's almost 6 months if you think about it. So this was really interesting to me when I got there. Started to hike, and then I wasn't able to go there because it says crime scene. I don't know, it just was so weird. It was eerie, and it just was so unsettling. I mean, was it crime scene because of the fires, or that's just what they had? They don't have caution tape, they use crime scene tape because it's through law enforcement. Nonetheless, I thought it was pretty interesting to go there, and I'm not able to go there because there's crime scene tape on there. So, water does seem significant in David's mind, for sure. And we talked about that too, the water logging. The water logging could be from drowning, could be from taking a shower, right? Maybe trying to clean evidence, maybe her passing out in a small puddle of water. I mean, the beach is right there. I mean, the whole coast is ocean. Could have she drowned? Could he have drowned her?
He makes some interesting points, right? He makes some interesting points about how it could have all gone down. And again, I think the reason why people are so obsessed with this is it's just such a mystery. We know that the body was found, and, I don't mean to make light of the fact, saying the body, but This was a human being, but it was also a body. This is indicative of a crime. It's indicative of a murder. People saying, yeah, maybe a murder didn't happen. It might not be a homicide. Bro, come on. This is not no accident. People don't trip and fall into black bags and then into trunks of Teslas unalived. All right, it just does not happen. Now, he would also bring up some very interesting information regarding the Tesla itself. Listen to this.
Yeah, so a new title was issued on February 2024. Yes, it was owned from February to recently, February 16th, 2024, to now January 14th, 2026. And the odometer on that read 15 miles. So you got it brand new from Texas. New title issue, 2024, February 17th. So 1617 from Texas. And then now, so he never like...
Now that's super interesting. I'll tell you why that's interesting. Because she went missing on Valentine's Day 2024. He's got a brand new Tesla getting delivered to him in Texas. The new title just a few days after that. Now, did he go over there to get a new Tesla? Did he have an issue with his old Tesla? What's going on with that? That's interesting timing for sure.
Like registered it here in California. And now there's a lien on it.
The only boots that I wear on Tulsa King are Dakotas. These are the most comfortable things I have ever put on my feet. Being an athlete and being beaten up and...
There's a lien on that current Tesla. And then the note says, this section provides details of financial, legal, and export history related to the vehicle. A lien record indicates an outstanding loan or a financial claim on the vehicle, which could impact ownership transfer. Inbound records may show if the vehicle was seized or held by law enforcement or towing agencies, which makes me believe a few things. That he didn't pay for it, or he didn't finish paying for it, and or that law enforcement still has the Tesla. I do believe that, seeing this document. Again, I'm not able to share because it has too much private information. But I was able to pull this up. And there's no accident report, there's no theft report. So there goes that defense right there, that the car was stolen.
So there's no accident reports, no theft reports. The police still have the Tesla in their custody. It kind of, it's interesting stuff, especially the timing when he got the car just after she had gone missing. And, allegedly there was rumors that, an email had been sent to the management saying the little girl needs to come home and she was returned within a few days. Well, it's interesting. He's picking up a title for his new Tesla within a few days of that happening too. Okay, that's very, very intriguing. Now, after this, he would also mention that basically the area that he went to in this woods, he basically said, in his opinion, from going over there and seeing what it was like, this would be the perfect place to hide a body. I'm on the wrong part, my bad. It was about here.
I'm doing that. I love going out there and seeing what I can find.
You even got the drone out, man. Come on, you got to respect it.
I was really looking for like David's bumper out there. I was trying to see if I could locate his bumper.
I feel like look, Mark the Shark doing more investigating than the LAPD at this stage, man. They got to give it to him.
So again, this is drone footage too of the area. I didn't get the drone too much up in the air because of there's just a lot of power lines out there. So many power lines, but super secluded area. I think to me, if you were wanting to hide a body or dismember a body, these are the places you would go and do it, in my opinion.
So that's what he's saying. He's saying, look, the area is very secluded. It is a very, very off the beaten path kind of place. It is the sort of place you could go and find a body. Now, back to Hollywood, he would actually give some more interesting takes. He would also basically visit David's main apartment or the house that he was renting, the $20,000 a month beauty. And this basically was where the Tesla was parked, just down the street. And he would basically explain how the area is surrounded by cameras. The police are going to be able to find out what's going on. And he was just as intrigued by visiting this location.
Let me see it. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems I've been having so far is that, where she was kept, if she wasn't alive at this certain date or that date, or if she was frozen or not at some point. I don't think she was frozen when she was found. But she could have been frozen maybe sometime before. I don't know. I go back and forth. So let me show you guys. Okay, so see right here, this is where I went. And so if you go down here on this area, you go down, that's where that camera is right there. See that camera right there? I mean, some really good cameras. Look at that. And I think that's where the car went, towards over here. Boom, down here, comes down, loops around right there. See, this is where that camera is right there. Look, see? And that's definitely capturing something right there. That's where I believe it went. The Tesla went around right here to the right, went up here, and there's cameras everywhere to the left and the right. Kept going, until it made its final destination right here, right up here.
It's interesting, right? Because it's like you took the car a few streets down, round a few corners, but it's still in your neighborhood. Cameras everywhere.
And then there's a camera right here, too. Right here. Right here, final destination. But there's a bunch of Teslas around here. I mean, a ton of Teslas. See how it's not far? There's just Tesla right there. Aisha, good to see you. So those are the camera images that I captured while I was there. That one, and then this one too. Let's see. Multiple chat. Other sources, I think she was murdered in January and placed in the car by April or near Coachella, in my opinion. David Escalante says, I think that's why the driver only drove 200 feet to park it. He couldn't take any more. Says David is guilty. Stizzle says, I feel like she passed in January and kept frozen at the Doheny house. There's no other smell either, says Barbara. They went to London for 2 weeks in early March to write down the album. I think she would die before that. Master says he had plans to bury her. He said Rose grows from dirt and go back into the dirt when even had a coffin ready to go. Rose says yes, but one person mentioned the smell thinking it was the dog. It's still weird. The car was parked on Bluebird near houses and it was given 2 citations by real people that were up close to the car. Right. And those people are from law enforcement too. Those people that they have training. Even the people that do the ticket, the meter readers, the ticket. I mean, they're law enforcement. If we had more info from them, we can narrow it down into the specific months as to absolutely. And I think that's the thing too, is when we have more information, I don't know. I think to me personally, it's the timeline. It's either January, based on the facts of the last known photo, public photo, but I do believe that law enforcement has more. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards mid-April or closer to July or mid-spring. You know what I mean? But then in January, if she was unalive, like in March, for example, to me it makes sense like in March because he wouldn't have any other place for him to put her.
So he's saying, it could have happened in January, could have happened in March. They were saying the spring originally is what the police were saying. But again, just seeing the neighborhood and seeing the little drive-by, walk around, it does give you a very good idea of what maybe the thought processes might have been like, what kind of journey that they might have taken in this car. Like, why wouldn't you have it parked outside your house? Obviously, there's a body in the trunk, but, thinking you're being smart and parking it a few streets over actually just reeks of guilt. It reeks of a little more than guilt, to be honest with you, but it definitely was not a good move. Now, he would also dig deep into the second home that David was allegedly renting, which is rumored to have actually been the hideout where Celeste was living.
See, this is the second home, 804 North Bikini Drive, West Hollywood. That's a place, I think. So sorry about that.
There's an app called Bigo Live, and believe it or not, pretty girls message you first. You never know when you'll meet someone you like.
And if you notice here, the price history, it was listed for rent. Listing was removed on 7/21/2022, and then it was listed for rent on March 8th, 2025 when the lease ended. So that's huge right there. So it started to make sense to me that he just kept her here, and then he didn't have a place to take her. That's probably what happened in March, January and March, maybe in March. There's all these little timelines that just makes me believe when she might have been unalived.
And that's interesting, right? They didn't need that property anymore in March. Just out of the blue, don't need that no more.
So it's good to see, official documents like that.
It was listed for rent on the 8th of March, 2025, suddenly, and then it was dropped in price a couple times, started at 8,250, then 7,750, then 6,950, and then somebody actually seemingly rented it in May of 2025 for 6950.
3/8/2025. You guys see that? And where's he gonna keep her? So that was a pretty interesting bit of information there. Let me see. Let's see. Bad Bunny lived near him, just little stars.
So Bad Bunny living near him apparently. So there's another part later on where he kind of dug a little bit deeper into the property here as well.
He did, but I haven't seen any masks lately. Only the ones that need to hide. And Chris says, "Oh, I noticed how he wasn't always wearing them, even when they were supposed to." Think he nailed us as stars, so I guess we can rule that excuse out. Sharon says, "And your body movements will be very reactionary to a strong stink smell of a dead body. The desolate, small, compact, funky as heck." Mr. says, "That's what I'm saying. That house is sus." Hey, Megan, how you doing? Good to see you. David just goes, "My theory is David and Celeste were staying at the Doheny house, and he moved to Josh's mansion at 25. When this went down, I mean, it doesn't make sense that she could be at this house, at the mansion, quote unquote mansion. You know, if he
Yeah, that's a really good point that you just made, right? Or that they were making in the comments. They were saying that they think David was actually staying at the cheaper house and Josh was actually living in the mansion, and maybe David moved in with him after some shit went down with Celeste in that house.
If he wanted to hide her, to me, it doesn't seem like he would want to have her at the main hub at the Hollywood Hills. Maybe at hotels. I'll share some videos pictures of the second home. Thank you, Stars, for sending me the link. Appreciate it.
See, I haven't seen pics of the second home before.
So check this out right here.
It looks like a trap house right now.
It's like a little bed right there. $804. That's why I look at the water jug and the infamous video. I won't play the video, but because I know you guys are familiar with it. I mean, is there a deep freezer here? It'd be interesting to see if there was. There's a little table. That's a nice little area. Have breakfast there. I mean, you have everything here. I mean, this freezer, I don't think it's big enough. I mean, maybe. I don't know if it's big enough to put a body in there.
I'm pretty sure parts of this property had been seen in pictures that Celeste posted. I'm pretty sure that bathroom we just saw specifically had been seen in some pictures she posted.
That's wild. You guys see that?
Camera in there is crazy, man. Like, the LAPD needs to come on, LAPD, man. Put us to work, please. You got everything. You got the whole thing on a platter, man.
That's weird.
Cameras in the crib. Area's not as nice as the first place, I would say. $8,000 a month here, paying $20K a month in the other place. This one ain't quite it. But for your A minor that you got parked off, it's more than good enough. She used to that late Elsinore trap house, so you know what I mean, there's an upgrade.
But
interesting, right? So we're seeing some other parts. Now, there's a few more parts of this I want to show you guys. You know, I hope you're still finding this interesting. But for me, I just find these are just very interesting tidbits, and I feel like it's good to just showcase what the other creators out here are doing. Now, he would interestingly touch on the theory that David was allegedly being extorted at the end of the year, right at the end of 2024, right before Celeste was last seen alive. So this whole extortion theory certainly doesn't forgive anything, but it does provide some interesting context and theories as to maybe why there might have been a more serious motive.
And you know, everything. I mean, it's just he seems like allegedly, in my opinion, a manipulator. Keeping her in this house, in the second home. I just don't see her coming to the main house, this one right here on Hollywood Hills, which is only like 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. It's not that far. And I don't know. It would seem that he would use that to his advantage. David saying like, "Look, you're a runaway. You know, don't post anything on social media." And I think that's why the control started getting more and more, because people were exposing him. If you guys see on the Discord, there's a guy named Panzalo that calls him out on Celeste Rivas' missing girl. He says, "Drop that song with the missing girl, Celeste Rivas." And then on December 24th, allegedly, is when David was getting extorted by the kids from Celeste Rivas' classmates. So either he's going to have to assert more control, and tying it up or do away with her. And at the end, he had to do away with her, in my opinion. And to me, it's just a different level of thinking than what we're used to and what we think, because we're not like that. You know,
he's basically saying that the extortion came from the kids, and that he felt like David probably felt like he had to do away with her, get rid of her, to basically wrap up this alleged PDF scandal that he was about to be embroiled in for his own behavior. Now, shout out to Mark the Shark. He pulled up at David's second home where Celeste was rumored to be staying too, okay? He pulled up everywhere. Look at this.
I did go out there too on Monday, just to
get gangster, man.
Check it out. And it's funny because when I park back here, it's crazy. It's like people know when you're there. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, everything does feel scary, huh? So this was at the second home.
Man, he pulled up everywhere, man. Give it to him.
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes, and we'll spot you up to $200.
Yeah, you see that car right there? See that guy? See if it comes up. Super weird. Super strange.
What's going on? Was getting watched? Was he getting followed?
Yeah, if you guys notice, the second house never gets really covered.
Facts. I wonder why. I wonder why the second house doesn't get much shine. I wonder if people overlook this, because it's so suspicious. Like, why have you got multiple homes?
Boom. See that car? That was there for a while. That's not even a parking spot.
I wonder if there's people watching these properties.
Pretty strange. Pretty strange.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that car. I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We're in LA. No big deal. But it was there for a long time. How long do you think they were there for, Stars? Oh, you sent me a video? Let me check it out.
Suspicious, man. Suspicious as hell. Suspicious as hell.
Let's go, Adele. Let's go.
I've thought about going to some of these spots. I've thought about going to David's crib next time I'm in LA.
So Star sent me this. Yeah, that's the guy right there. He parked the car right there on the main road. But he was there for a while. How long do you think he was there for, Stars? So weird, man.
Man, he ain't on shit. I don't think you need to worry about that dude. But anyway, look, the last thing I'm gonna show you guys, okay, because I'm just gonna show you how goddamn deep Mark really got, okay, and I've got to salute him. Shout out to him for doing his good investigation work on this case, man, because a lot of people aren't doing it, all right? And he even pulled up to basically to the infamous Bossa Nova, all right? And I've been to Bossa Nova in LA, it's fire. Basically, okay, this is the area and the surrounding area where basically Celeste had been pictured on the Finster with David. This is the smoking deaths this year and counting board. I don't know if they would have actually gone for food at Bossa Nova. That's probably like people be telling me that's Hollywood spot. Jake Paul be going to Bossa Nova and shit. I went one time. It was nice. But basically, he was saying, look, he went to pretty much everywhere these guys have been seen together. Now, this is a famous tourist spot, and people were telling me on New Year's they reset this to 0, and it's actually a party spot. But shout out to Mark, man. He went there. It's the last place I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you some Reddit reactions.
So Bossa Nova's Brazilian cuisine. So let me bring this up real quick for you guys. Let me see.
Bossa Nova, man.
Where's
Bossa Nova be hitting?
Oh, here it is.
What's he got for us?
Remember this? You remember this right over here? You guys remember that right there? Bossa Nova Brazilian cuisine.
Ooh.
It's only 5 minutes away from where this picture was taken.
Ooh.
So yes, Munson Meerkat, absolutely, yep.
They was in Bossa Nova. He worked it out, man. Shout out to him, man. So he worked out. They was actually getting busy eating in Bossa Nova. We might need some of that Bossa Nova surveillance footage, man. So look, I'm going to wrap it up there. I know there was a lot of there was a lot of dead air in that one, but I do think some of that was really interesting. And now people on Reddit have been reacting to Mark the Shark pulling up to the Millard Falls Trail and seeing the crime scene tape. All right, and let's just hear what kind of the response has been. Basically, didn't want to risk that $5,000 fine. I probably would have stepped in there. I'm not going to lie. I would have pawned my chain and stepped up in there, okay? He basically did the full live stream. People are saying, check it out, super eerie, but apparently it was a rock slide, but he tours these videos in a lot of a lot of these places in videos. And basically, apparently it's still closed due to the Eaton fire. The main Miller Trail still has impassable sections, right? It says there's detours in place and only some trails reopened. People saying, well, they're not fires in the same area. Could be taped due to that. I watched the video and it seems he could pass maybe go half this trail, but the tape part is exactly the area where David posted on January the 2nd. Super sus. That's what they said. It was a rock slide. That's what they said, right? They're saying David still looks